to do is to get a sign writer in. That thing above the door will have to be changed.
It's funny having my name over my own shop. Florrie Linley, licensed...
Florence, you mean?
Hey.
Well, that's your real name, isn't it?
Oh, yes, but nobody ever uses it. Come to that, I've got another one, too.
That'll have to go up outside, then.
Whatever for?
Well, it's the law.
Florence Lena Lindley. Sounds like an embrocation.
The patent medicine man calls Thursday. Now, you'll have to watch him. He could sell sand to the Arabs.
I'll remember that. There's more to it than you'd think, isn't there?
Oh, you'll soon get into the way of it. Whatever are you doing that for?
Well, I thought it might encourage folk to buy.
Oh, well, of course, it's up to you now, but it's always been my experience they come in here with their minds ready made up.
Well, I think it's worth a try. The governor at the Farrier's Arms, he always said that when we hung peanuts up behind the bar, they went twice as quick. If we waited till folks asked for them, they'd have gone bad on us.
I wonder you never fancied a pub of your own. I was very surprised when our Sheila told me you were first interested in this.
You wouldn't get me in no pub of my own. No, a little business like this is just up my street. Just what I've been looking for. Mrs. Lappin, I do appreciate you staying on while I get in the run of things. You know how it is when you come to a new street. You don't know anyone or what to look out for.
Oh, Coronation Street's all right. Mind, there's some you'll have to watch.
What happens if they ask me for tip?
I used to have a notice up there. Please do not ask for credit, as a refusal often offends.
Where's it gone?
They asked just the same. So I took it down. It's in the back. No, a bit on the slate's not a bad thing. If you didn't let some of them have it, they wouldn't spend nearly as much. Mind you, you'll have to choose your customers. Now, for a start, the tanner's at number 11. If you'll take my advice, you won't let them go a penny over 10 bob. If you do, you won't see sight nor sound of them from one week's end to the other.
The tanner's of number 11, I remember that.
Oh, hello, Linda. Not gone back then yet?
I brought you some empties. Oh, and I want a quarter boiled ham.
You've not met Mrs. Lindley, have you? This is Linda Cheveski. She married a Pole. Linda Tanner that was.
Hello.
How's your mother, love?
Oh, she's not too bad now, thanks. The back's different.
Come on, Dennis Tanner, where is it?
Where's what?
Don't come innocent with me. You know as well as I do.
Don't know what you're talking about.
2 bob gone out of my purse. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, what are you looking at me for? It's nothing to do with me.
Oh, and I suppose some Mayfair cat burglar called in and nicked it.
Funny, yeah?
Now, look. Let's get this straight. Not an hour ago, you asked me for 2 bob for cigarettes.
And you wouldn't give it me, we know.
So you stooped to going in a lady's handbag.
Just listen it. A lady, is that what you crack on you are these days?
Fine son, a fine son you are. That tongue of yours will get you on one of these days.
Oh, give over. Luke, you've lost 2 bob. I don't know where it is. What am I supposed to do about it?
Get work. That's what you're supposed to do about it.
Change record, will you?
Did you go down to the Labour today?
I'm not due till tomorrow.
You know what your trouble is, don't you? You just don't want work. Did you bother to look through the adverts in the newspapers?
What papers? We only get the one in the morning. There's nothing in that, you know there isn't.
Oh, you could have gone down to that reading room, couldn't you? Here am I, working myself to death, and you can't even stir yourself to go and look through a newspaper.
What sort of job would they have for me?
There's plenty of jobs for them that take the trouble to look for them.
Yeah, and they ask you what experience you've had.
Well, you've had experience.
Not the right kind, though. Just drop it.
No, I won't. It's the same every time.
Luke! You know as well as I do why I can't get a job.
Been out of that place 7 weeks now.
Oh, don't. Let's wrap it up. If you mean prison, say it. Everyone else does.
You can't go on like this.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Just tell me that.
Oh, why had it to be me that I'd have a son like you?
Suppose you'd rather have me like Kenneth Barlow at number 3.
And what's wrong with him? Let me tell you something. He'll have no trouble getting a job because he's got it up here in the upper story, and that's where it counts. I sometimes wish we were more like them Barlows. At least they're not rowing all the time.
Sauce, Kenny?
No, no, thank you.
Oh, but I got it specially. You always loved it when you was little.
Did I?
What's up?
Nothing.
What's that snooty expression for, then?
Well, what's new to you expect?
That new pullover's turned out a treat. Mind you, I'll not knit you another one in that colour, though. Navy blue plays the devil with my eyes.
Oh, no.
Don't they do this at college, then? I bet they don't eat in the shirt sleeves, either.
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh, I've been noticing you looking at me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do. We're not good enough for
Look,
you.
I never said a word, and he starts.
Look, Dad, can't we have 1 meal in peace for a change?
Now, you know he doesn't like to hear you call me Dad. It's common.
Oh, give over the pair of you. My back's at it against something awful.
That's what comes of doing that rotten job of yours. I bet you don't tell your high and mighty pals that, eh, Ken?
What?
Where your mother works.
Well, it's no secret. She worked in a hotel kitchen. If anyone asked me, of course I'd tell them.
What's got into you, Frank? You're edgy enough for 6. What's up with you then?
Go on, blame me. I would. It's him. Why do we have to have the bread ready buttered?
Eh?
Well, he said that yesterday. And then again tonight. Why do we have to have cups of tea with our food? Well, I'll tell you for why. I like my food swilled down properly, that's why. You better watch out, Ida. He'll be having you change into evening gown to eat your meals next.
Huh? Look at that clock. Wherever can David have got to? Did you go into town this afternoon?
Yes. Oh, I got a record.
One I'd like.
You might, I'm not sure.
Oh, well, you know me. I've always been one for a bit of good music. We'll put it on when we've washed up and your dad's on his sleep. Oh, if David doesn't hurry, that chop of his will have gone bone dry in the oven.
Oh, by the way, I should be going out later on.
Oh, are you meeting a girl?
Yes.
Oh.
It's just a girl that's in my year.
The one you had the letter from this morning? Does she come from round here?
Not far away, other side of town.
Will you be going over to their place, then?
No, just into town.
Whereabouts are you meeting her?
The Imperial.
Oh.
Where?
The Imperial Hotel.
Now, listen here, Squire. You best make up your mind to it, because you're not going throwing no money away at no Imperial Hotel.
What do you mean, no Imperial Hotel?
I mean what I'm saying. Don't you come correcting me.
Look, I'm not asking you for any money.
Oh, yes, you've got the money, but where did it come from?
Frank, do we have to go through all
Now,
this?
look, Ida, I'm not having you working in those stinking kitchens at the Imperial for him to go chucking money back at places that are big growing trees. It's downright wicked, that's what it is.
Well, he won't be going spending much, will you, love?
You can make up your mind to it, Ken. You're not going at all.
Hello, Ma.
And what time do you call this?
Yeah, I've had another puncture.
Hey, which one this time?
Front. Thought it was just the valve at first.
Well, the sooner you get shut of that over with, the better. Why, thing's only fit for scrapyard.
Oh, don't worry. That's just where it's going the minute I've got enough for a deposit.
Deposit? What on?
What do you think on? A motorbike, of course.
Over my dead body.
Is it raining?
Well, it was a minute or two ago. Just stopped.
Oh, well, I'll go and have a look at this bike of yours.
Oh, it's all right, Dad. I'll see to it.
Where's your puncture outfit?
It's in my saddlebag, but I told you I'll see to it. How are you?
All right.
Do you want gravy?
I wouldn't mind.
Well, you'll have to wait while I warm it up, then.
Something up, Ken?
Oh, no, just had a bit of a set, too.
What about this time?
Well, let out I'm supposed to meet the girl at the Imperial Hotel.
Oh, like.
You can imagine what that started.
Hello, love.
Hello, Mrs. Walker.
You do look happy.
Oh, can I have 20 cigarettes?
Bess?
Please.
Evening.
Half a mile. And how's our local genius, then?
All right.
I've not seen your name in paper recently. Haven't you been winning any more scholarships? It's all right for some.
What are you up to these days?
Damn all.
Do you mind them in 10?
Oh, that'll be all right.
That'll be 4 and a penny. Here's your mild.
Hang on. It's here somewhere.
I'll have 20 fags too.
That'll be 4 and 7 halfpenny altogether.
That's for mile. I'll give you about 6 another time.
I'm afraid you won't.
What's up? Don't you trust me or something?
That's got nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's the rule of the house.
Rule of the house.
Here.
Tom? Well, it's government's money, really, isn't it? See ya.
Whatever did you want to do that for? You don't want to go wasting your sympathy on him. It's Elsie I'm sorry for. Oh, some mothers do have 'em.
Hey, Elsie. Just about ready for the knacker yard.
Hey, go on, get up.
Did you say Christine Farrer? Where did I see your mother? Kids. I'm sick to death of them clattering about in my backing.
There's nowhere else for them to play.
Well, the council should do something about it.
Wouldn't go saying that too loud if I were you. They might turn this into a play street, and then where'd you be? Oh, there's your hand.
Oh, how much do I owe you?
Nothing.
Oh, don't be so daft. Where's my purse?
No, I mean it. You don't owe me anything. I took 2 bob out your purse before I went.
Oh, well.
What's wrong?
Talk about give a dog a bad name. I have just wrongly accused your little brother. And you're a bit of a madam, you know. Fancy going in my purse without as much as a by your leave.
I didn't have any change. I didn't want to go breaking into a note.
Well, you could have asked her to write it down, couldn't
But
you?
a new woman I didn't like. Oh, Mum, if that's how you feel about it, I'll give you 2 bob.
Oh, give over. Oh, Linda. I don't know what we're going to do.
What about? Our kid? How much has he done about getting a job? I mean, has he been at prisoner's aid yet?
You know, 3 of us can't manage on what I earn.
What do you mean? 3 of us? I'm only here for the week.
Are you?
Well, yes.
Come on. Out with it. You've left him, haven't you?
I suppose I have, really.
Well, why?
So just didn't like being called Mrs. Chevesky. How'd you find out?
I didn't. I just guessed. Well, what happened?
He had a bust-up.
Well, what over?
Oh, I don't know. We've had that many recently, we never stop having them. He's that moody.
Oh, well, foreigners are. Are you sure that's all it is?
That's all.
You haven't been doing anything you shouldn't, have you?
What do you mean?
Oh, well, you're not a kid anymore. It's no secret round here why your dad left me.
Well, it's me that's done the leaving this time. I've left Ivan. I'm not going back
And
now.
what are you going to do?
Get a job, I suppose.
Oh, and where will you live?
I can't go back, Mum, I can't. You don't know what he's like when he gets one of his moods on him. You're frightened what he might do.
Are you really set on this? Oh, well. You know you're welcome here if you want to stay. But try and get on a bit with our Dennis. For all I go at him, he's not had it easy, you know. What about your clothes? Did you bring your things?
Most of them.
Oh, now we know what that dirty great suitcase was in here of. You'll have to get a job, you know that, don't you?
Anything going at your place?
Not in our department. A couple of girls left in millinery the other day. I'll look into that tomorrow. Well, I suppose we have to be grateful for small mercies. At least the ham's not off.
Mum,
What?
shall I go blonde?
Well, why ask me if you want to go blonde? You'll go blonde, you know that.
Ivan nearly went mad when he found a bottle of peroxide I'd brought in. I wouldn't care, but it would only to take a mark off my front tooth. You might not know it, but he's very narrow-minded.
I seem to have heard you say that before.
When those new short skirts first come in, I had to take mine up inch by inch on sly.
Why?
So as he wouldn't know. He said he didn't want fellas staring at my legs.
Well, they're nothing all that marvellous.
What do you mean?
Well, your legs. I'm afraid you've the Tanner side of the family to thank for that. You know, without a word of a lie, your Grandma Tanner was that bandy she couldn't have stopped a pig in an entry.
Well, I'm not bandy. Hey, am I?
Oh, you flip.
No, seriously.
Oh, I've told you.
Think there will be a job at your place?
Well, there won't be anything permanent, but they're bound to be looking for staff for Christmas.
What do I do after Christmas?
Well, you've had time to think things out by then.
You think I'll go back to him, don't you?
Well, you've been back to him before. We have been all through this before, you know.
That's all you know.
All I know is that 3 months after you were married, you came flying back here with all your bedding, a flight of plaster ducks, and a brass companion set. That's all I know.
It's different this time.
Oh, yes, I see.
No, it is, honest.
All right, shut up. I'm trying to have a bit of a read.
Mum,
What?
nothing doesn't matter.
Well, what?
Nothing. You get on with your reading. It said it doesn't matter.
What do you think to that new woman?
One at shop. Doesn't seem to have much to say for herself.
Whatever made you think of retiring to North End? It's a bit bleak there, isn't it?
Oh, you wouldn't say that if you saw the residential part. Hey, it's the last word. And then another thing, the property is architect designed.
Me, I never could take to a bungalow.
How do you mean?
Well, not going upstairs to bed. Seems all wrong somehow. Still, I'll bet it set you back a bob or two just the same.
No one can say that I haven't worked for it. Have you brought any tea with you?
Oh, no, I used the last this morning. It seemed daft by more when I was coming to old shop full.
Well, pass us a packet and I'll go and put kettle on. You'll be all right on your own. They won't eat you, you know.
I'm Mrs. Sharples.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
I'm a neighbour.
Oh,
You're a widow woman?
well, yes.
I thought so. I'm the caretaker at the Bad Tidings Hall.
Oh, that's just across the street, isn't it?
What's your place of worship?
I don't really do much about it.
Oh, I know. C of E.
Oh, I wouldn't say I
Oh,
was
it's like my
anything, really.
sister's husband. You know, he was made head of the plumbing where they live, and it give her ideas. She said we're civic dignitaries now. We must head for church. Within a week, they were received, christened, and confirmed. Within a fortnight, she was sitting up all night, sewing surplices. I'll take a packet of baking powder. Where you being buried?
I don't know that I've given it much thought.
Oh, but you should. Think on you don't go to that crematorium down the road. While coffins rolling away, they play Moonlight and Roses. Oh, I spoke to the superintendent particular. He said Moonlight and Roses. That's not Moonlight and Roses, that's Andantina. I said, well, Andantina or no Andantina, I'm rolling away to Crimmen. Are them fancies today's?
Yes.
I'll take half a dozen and no eclairs. No eclairs. Oh, you're from Esmeralda Street, aren't you?
Yes, that's right.
Thought so. And weren't you on the bar at the ferry for donkey's years?
I was there a tidy while.
Got any kids?
No,
Oh,
I haven't.
you're better off without them. A bottle of bleach. They're more bother than they're worth. Esmeralda Street, eh? Very bay-windy down there, aren't they? Oh, well, you find it very different up here. There's some very funny people in this street. You come across a Mrs. Tanner yet?
I can't say I have.
You will. You want to watch her? She's a bad un. Oh, while I think on, you owe me an egg.
Eh?
One of them I had this morning was off.
You should have brought it back.
Brought it back? I told a pot towel to my nose before I could so much as take it to my back in. And if my word's not good enough, you're quite welcome. Come smell at my dustbin.
The
Yeah.
other things will be 3 and 4pence.
I'll put 'em on slate. You don't need to worry. I'm not thinking of running away.
She morbid.
Aye, well, it's not the valve for sure.
I told you that.
Ah, where's your pump?
It's at work.
Oh, what good do you think it's doing there?
Well, you know what they're like there, Dad. Can't leave a thing lying around and knock it off. I've had to hide it. Oh, I better get this tyre off.
Aye.
I'll go and get a couple of spoons.
Oh, has our Ken said anything to you? About going out tonight, I mean?
Yeah.
Imperial Hotel. Hey, that lad's got the trick of the devil.
Well, it's his own life, isn't it?
Go on, that's right. Go on, gang up on me, as per usual.
Here, hold on, I'll nip up the road and try to borrow a pump.
All right.
Stop me a minute. Stop me a minute, Mum.
All right, then go on, blame me, then.
Nobody's blaming anybody.
Where's our Ken?
He's next door in Mr. Tatlock's.
He spends more time in old Daddy Tatlock's than he does in here.
You leave him alone. Mr. Tatlock's all right, Mr. Tatlock is.
Look, love, how can I say to the lad now, all right, Ken, you can go. He made me look a proper fool, and well, he won't think any better of me for it.
Well, suppose he goes whether or no. What sort of fool are you going to look then?
Well, that lad should learn to live in his own class. Silk tie, 16 shillings a time. That doesn't come out of his grant, and you can't tell me it does.
No, I'll tell you straight, it doesn't. I bought it for him, and he never asked me. I'm no martyr, Frank, much as you'd like to think it. I just want him to have the chance, and he's going to have the best chance I can give him.
Hey, we certainly raised a rum 'un.
It's no use asking you to take an interest in my collection. But if I didn't have these and the Choral Society, there'd be no for me but to go down to that reading room with all the other old ruins. Hey, I was down changing my library book the other day and I popped in for a minute. Had to come out. Got up top of me. No, but snuffling and turning pages over. I felt like shouting out, get yourselves over here, you'll all be dead inside 12 months. Oh, Ken, have you seen these new labels of mine? Esther got them typed for me.
Yes, you told me.
You're very quiet.
Sorry, I was just thinking about something.
Something wrong?
No. Well, not really.
Is it anything to do with this business at the Imperial Hotel?
Well, who told you?
Your mother.
Bit of a mess, isn't it?
What are you going to do about it?
Well, I've got to go. There was a number to ring if I couldn't, but Susan's bound to have left by now.
Oh, that's her name then, eh? Susan?
Yes, Susan Cunningham.
I see. And is she a sort of special kind of friend?
No, not particularly. Just a girl who happens to be in my year.
I see. Well, of course, mark you, this is only an idea, but couldn't you go down into town and collect her and bring her back here? I think that would please your mother.
No, it's no good. I couldn't.
Oh, well, you know best.
No, I just couldn't. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's just that... Well, Coronation Street.
Oh, what's wrong with Coronation Street? I've never heard you talking that way before.
Well, I never pretended to sue, or anybody for that matter, that I came from anywhere else, but... Well, I just don't fancy the idea of her actually seeing it.
Well, it has its good points. I mean, take Ina Sharples. Now, I reckon your friend would lap her up.
My place of worship is the Rover's Return, and I'll swap brown ale for me and book any day.
You see?
Oh, yeah, but it's all right talking about it, but I don't want her coming up here.
You know, I never thought the day had come when I'd have to say this, but I reckon that college has turned you into a proper stuck-up little snob, Kenneth Barlow.
Oh, that's not true.
Isn't it?
No, I just haven't explained myself properly. I mean...
Is that somebody at my back door?
So.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Ida. Come in, love.
Oh, Mr. Tatlock, is our Ken there?
Aye, come in.
Oh, thank you. Oh, there you are, love. There's a young lady come for you. It's that friend of yours, the one you were supposed to meet in town. That's Susan Cunningham.
Oh,
Oh, Mr. Tatlock.
Now, I think that patch should be all right, big enough.
So.
Now, what we need now is a bit of French chalk rubbed on that,
Oh,
you
come
see.
in then, let me have that.
Now, be careful, be
Is
careful.
there anything I can do?
Oh, I have that a minute. So. That's all right. Here, our boss comes from round your place.
What's his name?
Ernie Parrin.
Ernest Parry.
Do you know him?
Do I not?
Shake. Oh, excuse the oil. I didn't have a chance to wash and my mum was doing pots.
Oh, whatever will you think of us? All this in the middle of the floor.
hello, Susan.
Hello, Ken.
What are you gawping at?
I'm not gawping at anything.
So long as we know.
Know what?
Oh, give over, do.
Yeah. Was yesterday your birthday?
Does it look like flaming June?
Hey, I'm a bit out of my depth here. Now, come on, Annie. Enough's enough. What have I forgotten to do?
Who said you'd forgotten to do anything?
Hey, give me strength. Well, what you going on about?
I have not said a word.
No, and it'd be better if you did.
All right. That's what I'm going on about.
Oh.
Well, you might say, oh.
It's just a bit of fun.
A bit of fun? Tucked away at the back of your bowling bag?
Oh, give up.
Oh, I've heard about fellas of your age. They go off the rails. You want to watch it.
Now, look, I've told you it was a bit of fun, that's
I
all.
can just see you going into the shop to buy it. All I hope is you had the decency to get it somewhere away from here, that's all.
I didn't go in no shop.
You got it on the market for all the world to see?
No, somebody give it me.
Who?
I'm not going telling tales and getting anybody into trouble.
Oh. Well, when you next see her, give her my kind regards. And tell her she's welcome to you.
Oh, you're talking ridiculous, Annie. Plain ridiculous.
Am I? What about that new sports jacket, then?
What about it?
You've never bought a sports jacket in December in your life before.
Well, it fitted me. Price was right. I had money in my pocket.
How to impress somebody.
I don't know what's got into you. Straight I don't. I've never heard the like of this in my life before.
London Lovelace, number 4. That's what's got into me. And until you come out with a proper explanation, I'm going on thinking worst.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, after me, chicken bucket. Go on.
And the next time that Lorraine Chadwick's not having a ball back.
Old friends are best, staunch, faithful and true. So, friend of my heart, season's greetings to you. From Harold, Nora and the kiddies. Hey, who are they?
Oh, I don't know. It comes every year. Have you seen my pen anywhere?
Here.
So. You know, it's the same every year. I say I won't send any, and I finish up buying what everybody's left.
Let's have a look. Hey, Mum, I think these are Catholic.
Are they heckers like?
Well, they're religious of some sort.
Oh, you know, and I do like something a bit showy. Something with a bit of ribbon and some of that glitter stuff about it.
How much were they?
2pence each from one of them parsons' shops. No verses either.
Ma'am?
What?
Lend us £5 bob.
No.
Oh, go on.
I said no.
You're stinking rotten awful, you are.
I know.
Well, why?
Because I said no, that's why. What did they say at the Labour today?
Why did they say the Labour today? Can't you never think of anything else?
I might. When you get work.
When Nelson gets his eye back. If you want to know, they said, well, Mr. Tanner, and how would you like a smashing little temporary job, sorting parcels on piecework, just while the lousy 25th?
Well, when do you start?
I don't, it were nights.
Do you mean to say you've got the cheek to sit there and tell me you turn the chance of good work away?
It wasn't good work, I've already told you, it were nights. I don't want to go working nights.
You don't want work at all, that's your trouble.
Here we go
Once and
again.
for all, when are you going to settle down to something?
Oh, I can do better than that.
Such as?
I don't exactly know, but somewhat better than that.
Oh, yes, you're marvellous. You can do anything, anything at all. Knit fog, break eggs with a big stick, anything. Just you name it. Dennis Tanner can do it. He's marvellous. He's that marvellous he can't even get himself a blasted job.
All right. I'll get myself a job.
When?
Now, this minute, I'll walk into town and I'll get myself a job.
Yeah, and I know what sort of a job it'll be and all.
Oh?
The last time you went into town to get yourself a job, you finished up doing time for breaking and entering. Well, if you're thinking of getting up to any of your old tricks again and you think I'll take you back, well, I won't. Peace on earth, goodwill to all men. Best wishes, Elsie Tanner.
You all right?
Thank you, love. Not got your decorations up yet, then?
No, not yet. We're doing them tomorrow. How about you?
Oh, why bother? Will it be me to see him?
Oh, you're not having your Lucille home, then?
No. Did think about it. No.
Oh, I expect they'll give them a marvellous Christmas there. I know someone who rang up an orphanage once trying to give them a Christmas cake. Matron said they'd enough cakes for Muldoon's picnic.
Hello, Harry.
Right, Jack. Hey, you finished with the doings, Jack?
What doings?
You know that doings.
Oh, yes.
What doings is this?
Oh, nothing. It's just something I lent to Jack, that's all.
No. It wouldn't be something called London Lovelace number 4, would it?
Aye.
Yeah.
Thanks. Did you show it him?
Aye.
Was it?
Well, he didn't actually say, but I think so.
You think what?
Well, you know that Mr. Cromford at Bowling Club?
The stuck-up one thinks he's it.
That's the fella.
Oh, he's painful.
You know that granddaughter of his, the one he's always going on about? Gonna be a famous actress or something. Yeah. Look.
Ooh.
Oh, give over. They wear less than that on the sands at Morecambe.
Oh, it's not that. Just look at her face. It's clarted. Oh, you could scrape that makeup off with a shovel.
It's her, though, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt at all. But she's no London lovely. They come from somewhere Liverpool way. Hey, you.
For me?
There's just been a bobby knocking at your door.
Bobby? Yeah, I'll be back.
Christine, have you a drop of milk to spare, Esther? We've run out.
Oh, all right, love. Sit yourself down. I'll just go and get you some.
Right, thanks. Here, Olive. It's been a jug for you.
Oh, thanks very much, Esther. Oh, I didn't want all that. Just enough for morning.
How does she seem?
She's very low.
Oh, she'll soon buck up.
I'm beginning to wonder. Whether they did right in letting her out, I mean.
Oh, she'll soon feel better.
I know, but it's just that... Well, she seems to think everybody's talking about it.
The sooner she gets that idea out of her head, the better.
Well, I did think she might like to go to the pictures, but she said she might see somebody she knew and she didn't want them staring.
When she's been out a few times, she'll soon stop worrying about that. What's she doing now?
Just sitting there.
Oh. Well, why don't you tell her to come in with me for a bit? There might be something on the telly.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? Hey, gods, whatever are you doing there?
So I made up my mind I'd say... I've got it.
What?
I'll bet that's Copper's come about the licenses for his whippets. Now, what was I saying?
You was talking about Christmas cards.
Oh, yes. I've not sent our Beryl one this year.
How many have you had so far?
4 and a calendar.
I like a nice calendar.
There's a picture of a Scotty dog with a pipe in his mouth and a bit of lucky heather gummed on, you know. How many have you had, Minnie?
Just one, from the vet.
You mean say you haven't had mine yet?
Not yet.
Well, I posted it yesterday. Are you sure?
Positive. You can come and have a look on our mantelpiece if you like. There's just the one. Of course, our Lily's having private ones this time.
Oh, your Lily's getting very luggage in advance, isn't she? I'm not so stuck on them private ones myself. I like to be able to turn a card over and see how much it's set 'em back.
You want to watch out. Somebody might go doing it back on you.
Not me. I bought 'em boxed. Hey, what struck 'em at public?
Oh, it'll be that choir going round from St. Michael's.
Hey, what happens to the money they get? You know, your acres and pennies mount up. What do they do with the money when they get it? That's what I want to know.
It goes to the aged and infirm.
Ah, it makes you wonder. That vicar's wife toddling around in a fur coat. Don't tell me she got that on what he earns.
Our Lily's having a fur coat for Christmas.
Oh, will you give over about your Lily?
No, she's got to, you see. Her Wilf's going in for the Masonics. Here, I say. Look, it isn't that lot from St. Michael's after all.
I'm not looking, then they won't come near us. Besides, I've got no change for fur coats for vicar's wife to toddle around in.
Would you care to give to the Glad Tidings Mission Fund? Ah, Mrs. Sharples. I see you're partaking of a little stimulant.
Must be what that couple was knocking about then. What do you think you're doing here?
I've come home for Christmas.
Have you? I suppose you know the police master's after you.
No, I didn't know that.
However did you get here?
Walked it.
Walked it? All the way? You couldn't have.
I did, and I've got all in my wellies.
It's all of 12 miles. But why?
I want it come home for Christmas.
You'll have a lovely time there. I've heard all about it.
Yes, but I want it come home.
Now then, Chuck. Be a brave soldier. You know you can tell your dad things.
Yes.
I want to know all about them.
It's just that it was Christmas.
It's not while Sunday.
Well, it is there. And those that had somewhere to go all went home yesterday. And I was left with the ones that hadn't. And they said he doesn't want you.
Of course I want you, you silly Billy. Well, I've sent all your presents there.
I don't want my present.
Whatever shall I do? Justine, look. Here's 4 pennies. Go and ring up the police for you and let them know she's all right.
Oh, it's all right. I don't need any money. I'll dial 999.
Don't bring police master to me.
No, love, we won't, but we've got to let them know where you are, haven't we?
Here. You've not finished your sandwich.
Come on. It's no good. She'll have to go back.
Why?
Well, for one thing, I put into work over the holidays.
Oh, if that's all that's worrying you, forget it. I'll have her. Oh, let her stop the holiday out.
Who's going to look after her during the day, though?
Oh, we'll work it out somehow. Oh, you couldn't make her go back, Harry. It'd be a crying sin.
I suppose.
Can I stop?
If you do.
Yes.
Promise to be Good girl and go back after Christmas without any trouble. Cross your heart and hope to die. All right, you're on. Hey.
It's a witch hunt, that's what it is. That glad tidings lot's out for a poor old woman's blood.
Now, how can you be sure of that?
Has that lad ever come singing round the pubs before? Answer me that.
Well, now I come to think about it, this is the first time.
I can just see that rotten committee getting together to seek me out in me wantonness.
You are?
Me wantonness. That's how they talk. You want to hear 'em. We will go down to Sodom and Gomorrah and seek out Mrs. Sharples. Poor old woman that's never did anybody any harm in her life.
Now, don't upset yourself.
I couldn't be more upset if I tried. Look, when that Leonard Swindley said something about partaking of a little stimulant, I could have let him have this £half straight in his face.
Ah, but you didn't. You just said good evening and borrowed tuppence out of my change.
Hey, whose side are you on, Martha Longhurst?
There's no sides to it.
Oh, isn't there just? All I know is I'm out of a job.
What will you do?
Oh, one of my lousy daughters will have to have me.
Oh, it may not come to that.
I wish I could think you were right. But in their eyes, I am a Jezebel. I am the Scarlet Woman in their temple.
Oh, now do try and calm down. You sound too much like play acting.
Play acting? This is nothing to the play acting they'll get if they try to get me out. Come on.
But why do I have to sleep here? Why can't I sleep at home in my own bed?
Because your bed's not hers, and where's your manners? Don't be so ungrateful.
Here we are. Now, you'll be all right with me, won't you, love?
Yes, it's just that...
Just look what?
Well, when I run away, I told the others I'd be sleeping in my own bed tonight.
Well, you will be near us, damn it. For heaven's sake, you're only next door.
I'll have to crack on to them as I did.
Well, the bedding's easy enough, but what are you going to wear?
She can wear one of my pyjama tops.
No, I've got a nightie that's a bit shrunk up. It'll drown her, but it's the best we can do for the price. I'll just slip up and get it.
Oh, no, don't
Why
do
am I
it.
not? It's way past your bedtime.
Couldn't I just stop up for once? Just for once. Just for a bit.
No, you couldn't.
Oh, you're dead mean.
Now, look here, Lucille. You've had enough of your own way for one day.
I'll not be a minute.
Hey, what's all this in there, Doc?
Nothing.
What are you after, then?
I'm not after anything.
Don't be so daft.
Do you think I'll catch you when I go back?
Oh, they'll have had time to get over it by then, won't they? Now, don't go spoiling your holidays worrying about that.
Did they send you my school report?
Aye.
Not bad, eh?
Fair to middling.
Don't take no notice of what Miss Radford says about my compositions. She doesn't know good composition when she sees one. She's bad here.
And how do you know what she says? I thought the reports were private to parents.
Me and Sonia Weekly went and had a look in the desk. Oh?
What?
I've forgotten your Christmas present.
Oh, never mind.
I wouldn't care, but I've been weaving the thing since August.
I don't know what we're going to do about yours. Sent them all there, except your granddad's. I haven't posted that one yet.
Did you get me what I said?
Now, don't be so impatient. Wait and see.
If I tell you what I was weaving for you, will you tell me? That's fair.
I'll put the electric blanket on for you. Now, this is the best I can manage. It is aired.
Well, say thank you.
I was just going to. Thank you very much.
Now, what about some hot milk before you go up?
Oh, no, thank you. I only have hot milk when I'm poorly.
Cocoa?
Oh, I shouldn't bother her, Esther. She's never been much of a one for drinks late at night. Oh, come on, hurry up and get undressed. Well, what are you waiting for?
I don't like getting undressed when people's watching me.
Oh, we are growing up.
Come on, Harry, I've got a fire in the front room.
No, I'd best be going, love, anyway. Night, God bless.
Night, bless.
Night, Esther, thanks.
She'll be all right here.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Mother, for heaven's sake, will you put that duster down? It's all right. I did it myself this morning.
What you doing your hair for?
It's sticking out like sore fingers.
Are you going out tomorrow night?
No, not so no. How's Malcolm?
He's all right.
Well, don't you know?
Now, look, could you put this grip in here? It's a bit difficult to do it by myself.
Well, everything seemed set before I went into hospital.
That was before you went into hospital.
Hey, I like Malcolm.
Oh, he was all right, I suppose.
You'd have met a lot of boys like him if we'd still been in Abington Road.
Well, we're not, are we?
Don't you ever wish we were back there?
No. All that was 5 years ago. Anyway, there was nothing very special about it as far as I can remember.
Your Dad and me worked hard to get that house.
Look, Mum, we've been through this time and again, and you've just got to face up to it. We haven't got the house and we haven't got the shop, and all the talking on the earth won't bring them back.
I'll never understand how he could have let the business get into that state.
Well, then don't try. You'll only go upsetting yourself if you do.
Oh, that's right. Keep me calm.
Well, it's the one subject you will dwell on. That's half your trouble, you know.
Yes. And you know what your trouble is? You've not enough go in you. You meet a nice boy like this Malcolm Wilkinson, and what do you do? You're so lackadaisical, you just let him go off.
How do you know?
Well, it doesn't take much imagination.
Well, you're wrong.
Well, everything was all right when he come to tea before I went into hospital. Was it because of me?
Don't flatter yourself.
No, come on, was it? I'll bet it was. A boy like him wouldn't want to marry a girl, not with something like that in her family.
Now, who said anything about marrying?
Well, people do get married, you know. I like Malcolm.
Oh, you mean you like that flashy red sports car and that far-back voice?
Well, it's your own life. You must lead it as you think fit.
Look, Mum, why don't you go round to Esther? She's expecting you, you know.
No, I don't feel up to it.
Well, don't you think you ought to go round and thank her for those flowers?
Well, I'll be seeing her.
Oh. Now, you sure you're all right?
You don't have to worry about me.
Gee, I thought you were going to have one of your funny turns.
Well, you know what thought did? That lot try and get me out, they're going to get a mouthful when they least expect it. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Oh, well, I'd best be off then. Good luck, Ena.
My drink is water bright, water bright, water bright. My drink is water bright from the crystal stream. Come in. Well?
I just wanted to have a word with you about the social on Friday and the children's party.
Oh, you did you? Sly.
Yeah. Pardon?
You think you're going to get me to do all the dirty work and then come New Year, you'll get me out. You caught me at it tonight, didn't you? Saw me in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Now, look, perhaps last night I was a little overheated. Perhaps I said one or two things that I didn't really mean. After all, this is the season of goodwill, and if you choose to enjoy
I
yourself...
do choose. And I'll do it without any help from you. You're very fond of pushing people around, aren't you? You even push the committee around.
My dealings with the committee are hardly any business of yours.
Oh, they aren't you? Well, let me tell you. When it comes round to the Messiah time of the year, I like to hear a good Messiah in this hall, and not some of your Judas Mackey something foreign tripe. Go on. Put me out in the street. There's my bed. There's my bits and pieces. Put them all out.
Miss Newton, can you come here, please? Quickly. Stay with her. I'm going for a doctor.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't let it stand for a minute. It's red hot. What are you grinning at?
Nothing.
It looks like it.
Smiling at you?
Have I got a smut on my nose or something?
No, nothing. Maybe I'm just happy.
Wonders never cease. Are you really pleased about the baby?
Of course I am.
Do you want it to be a boy or a girl?
I don't mind.
You must have some preference.
All right, girl. I really don't mind as long as it has 2 arms and legs and everything.
Wouldn't you love it if it didn't? Well, I must say I like the idea of a girl best. I mean, you can dress them up and that.
What do we call her?
Linda.
You what? One Linda in the family's bad enough. That's one thing I'll never forgive me mum for. How she ever could have chose it, I don't know. Linda, it's as common as muck.
All right, then we won't call her Linda.
Well, then what?
You choose.
Well, I somehow fancy Dawn.
Dawn? I've never heard this name.
That's what I mean, you see. It's a bit unusual.
Dawn Chevesky.
Oh, heck, I'd forgotten that part of it. Well, that puts paid to Dawn.
We have to get a house.
What did you say?
We have to get a house. You can't have the baby in the flat. Come on, John. There's nothing to cry about.
You know, before, when I was all ratty, and I said you was good. I mean it. You are good.
Oh, heck. Tiddy Liddy.
We're going to get a house.
Where?
Where?
Oh, we have to have a look round.
Well, I think you're doing the right thing. I presume you aren't sleeping on the settee tonight? Yes, well, I've moved out into the back bedroom. You can have my bed. I've put your grips on the towel, boy.
I'll take me cocoa up.
You're going to do your roots? Oh, sometimes I wish I'd never heard the word Anna.
Night, Mum.
Night, love. So, somebody's going to be a daddy. And somebody's going to be a grandma, well... Good night, John.
Good night.
I wonder why you keep me waiting, Shammy. So you do come home sometime, then?
Oh, sorry.
Where do these come from? Oh, God, no. Where did you get them?
Now, you'll be all right with Mrs. Hardman, won't you, love?
Yeah. Hello, Chris Anthony. Have your shoes on?
If you want, there's some old black ones under the settee in the other room.
While you're out there, love, take your coat off and put it behind the door, will you?
How are you?
Oh, I'm all right, except for a pain just here.
Hey. I think that's just a bit of wind after all the eating.
Oh, we've enough turkey left to sink a ship.
I must say, I don't much fancy the idea of work again.
Me either.
Oh, you should worry. It's tonight you go jazzing, isn't it?
Oh, there won't be much jazzing about it. It's not that sort of a do.
It's not the bodice, is it?
No, it's the bolero.
Oh, slip it on. Let's have a look.
No, you wait till tonight, then you can see the whole
Oh.
thing. The dress is up there.
Oh. Oh, how does it look?
Oh, it's turned out very nice. I had a terrible job getting the skirt to the bodice. I had to turn it this way and that before it came right. Come on, Christine, come on, you best be off. You don't want to be late.
All right, I've finished it now. Oh, it's no good. I don't like it. I still say it'll spoil the look of the whole thing.
No, it just needs a bit of a press, that's all. I mean, you've got to have a bit of something for around your shoulders.
Well, I wish it was a bit of something else. Some sort of a stole would be better, wouldn't it?
Well, we haven't got one, and that's that.
Will you not say everything in such a moaning voice?
What you flaring up for?
Well, you're always the same. Moan, moan, moan. All I said was there's some sort of a stole would be better.
And all I said was we haven't got one.
But you didn't say it like that. You used a different voice. It was the way you said it.
Oh, you don't just have to mind what you say, but how you say it. You want to listen to yourself sometimes.
Oh, that's right. Go on. Well, I'm not wearing it, and that's an end to it.
That's not an end to it at all. You'll need it.
I won't need it. Anyway, if I wear this, I'll look like a bridesmaid. Before I'd wear it, I'd fire the thing.
Oh, go on, fire it. I'm not stopping you.
All right, then I will.
Now, you dare. Now, just you dare. I've not sat up all over Christmas making you that dress.
I made this atrocity.
Yes, and you'll wear it, too.
So how old do you think I am, ma'am, for you to tell me what I will and what I won't wear?
I'm telling you this, that if you take cold, don't come to me to look after you.
Now, just shut up, or I will put it behind the fire.
I'll not shut up. You know, I don't know whatever's come over you.
Then.
Oh,
there,
no.
now, that settles
Oh.
it. Goodbye, Esther.
Oh. Oh, I say, did you ever see anything like it? Oh, what do you make of them, I ask you?
Oh, don't let it upset you. I must say, I wasn't much struck on that coatee myself.
Yes, but there was no need for it to fly off the handle like that. She'll need a bit of something round her shoulders. You've got to have something round your shoulders for when you're sitting out. I've been to these dinner dances. I know what they're like.
I know. Mrs. Barlow's got a stole. It's a good one. It's a silk one. Kenneth brought it back from Paris when he went hitchhiking.
Oh, we couldn't ask her to lend that.
Oh, she would if I asked her. I mean, it's not as though it was just for anything. I mean, this is what you might call an occasion.
If you could.
I'll do it as soon as I come home from work tonight. Oh, say, look at that clock. If I don't get going, they'll be handing me my cards. See you tonight. Bye-bye. Sit down, Lucille. Sure.
Oh. Hey, Lucille. Lucille! Would you mind stopping clunky?
Oh, isn't it nice to sit here and think of everybody else getting off to work?
How come we get the extra day?
Through working Saturday. Suppose we'll have the sales next week. Hey, are you off right up until New Year?
Yes. If I don't take it now, I won't get another chance.
Oh, well, let's get the pops done. Oh, sit down a minute.
I wouldn't mind going into town today. We could have our dinner out and then do a bit of shopping.
I'll see enough of shops, thank you very much. Where's our Dennis? In bed, as per usual. I'm worried sick about him.
Oh, he hasn't actually been charged with anything.
No, but he's been down to that police station 3 times ever since Friday. What do they want of him? That's what I want to know.
Didn't he say anything to you last night?
Can't get a word out of him. Oh, talk of the devil. You do get up sometime, then. If you want a cup of tea, you'll have to put the kettle on.
Oh, I won't bother. Ma'am, you know that old place that used to be under bed?
Yeah, well, what about it?
Where's it got to?
Oh, I got shut of it ages ago. Gave it to the Sambo.
Well, have we got another one?
What's this interest in suitcases all of a sudden?
Haven't you heard? Lord Mook's invited me for the week on his yacht on the Riviera.
Look, is that all you can do there? Is stand there, Dennis, and making silly marks like that? Look, I'm your mother and I've a right to know what's going on.
It.
I will not drop it. You've been in and out of that police station ever since last Friday.
If you want a bit of flaming nosy, go down and ask them what's up.
You little Laura, that's no way to talk to your mother.
And don't you start. I've got enough on my plate without you making things worse.
Don't worry, ma'am. Hey, you sit down over there and I'll make you a nice cup of tea.
Linda's right. Don't worry.
I wish I could think there was naught to worry about.
That'll be all right.
Do you like reading?
Oh, yes.
They have a lot of books at your school.
Wasn't a school, it was an orphanage.
Oh, I see. But they had a lot of books there.
Yeah, thousands. But they wasn't very good.
No, they weren't very good, love. Not they wasn't.
Oh. Are you a teacher?
No.
Oh. One of the books had a picture of a lady with a big hat with a feather in it and a long coat and shoes with buttons all at the side.
Yes, well, that's how ladies used to dress at one time.
Did you ever have shoes with buttons on?
Not a lot, but I did have some with just one on.
Are you very old?
Why? Do I look it?
Sometimes you do.
Yes, well, perhaps that's because I've been in hospital.
Was it nice in your hospital?
No, not really.
I was in hospital once. It was lovely. There's a doctor who made shadows on the wall with his hands. I was in with me ears. What was you in with?
Well, I was just poorly.
Did you have to have operation? My grandma had operation.
No, it was nothing like that. Now, you sure you're all right?
Yeah.
You don't want to come with me?
No, I'll stay with my book.
I thought you liked going on the market.
Oh, sometimes I just don't feel like it.
Well, now, look. If anyone comes to the door, I want you to pull the curtains back. And if you don't know them, don't answer. Look like this. All right?
Right. Nice time indeed. Where do you think I'm going? Oh, by the way, if our Christine should come back before I do, tell her the sandwich is cut for her. She need a bit of something inside her.
Right.
Ta-ta.
Ta.
You know, it's the nights that is worst. See that woman 2 beds along, her that's got the cross-stitch bed jacket on? Well, if she rolls over once at night, she does it 90 times. Mind you, I wouldn't care, but she's that hefty. It sounds like a train going through.
Have you had a nice Christmas anyway?
Oh, she's been here on Boxing Day. There was some right goings on. They come on the wall giving a concert. I said to that sister, I said, look at that Dr. Sinclair, thinking he's funny, dressed up as a woman's clothes. It's nothing more or less than a damn big girl.
Have they said anything to you about, what's to do with you?
Not a word. Why'd you ask?
Well, I just wondered, that's all. Here, I mustn't stay long, Mother. I've got kids waiting outside.
Has that sister been saying something to you?
No.
She has. You can't kid me. You're flushed up. She has. What did she say?
Well, she said she only said...
All right. Don't tell me. I know. I've got a feeling for this sort of thing. How long?
How long what?
Do they give me?
Oh, now, Mother.
Now, don't start prevaricating. The news is out. How did you get in here?
Same way as usual.
I give strict instructions as how you was not to be let in here at all.
Well, that's a nice welcome, I must say.
I saved me nice welcome for nice people. I know how you got in here to torment me. You've got a sister sweeps up on next one, and don't tell me you haven't, because I know jolly well you have.
Ooh, you're bad-minded. That's what you are.
Bad-minded, is it? I wonder you have the impertinence to show up in here after what you've done to me.
I came here to bring you these. They're from the congregation of Glad Tidings All.
Well, you can take 'em back.
Now, Mother.
And you can stop your now mothering. This isn't a woman you're looking at. I thought it was, but she's a snake.
Mr. Shopper,
and
I'll
don't
ask you
you
to keep
come
the
here
lights
laying the
on.
law down at me, or else you'll get something you don't.
Here.
Here yourself.
Will you please both leave now?
And if you're thinking of moving into my bed, you can move out sharpish, because I'm coming home to die on it.
I know it's as true as I'm standing here. And there she was, trying to get a 30-pound turkey into an umbat size. Never saw such a pantomime in all your life. I've got to get it in, she says. My husband won it in a raffle. So I said, well, you better tell him to buy another ticket and win a bigger oven.
And did it go in?
Did it go in? Not in one piece, it didn't. I had to cook it in 2 halves.
You had? What do you know about cooking turkey?
Hell, less of that, Jack. As an insurance agent, I've got to know everything about everything. You know, you wouldn't believe half the problems I get tossed into my lap. Anything from laying lino to bringing up kids.
Oh.
What's that?
It's kids.
I know it's kids, and it's December the 28th. This is coming, it's a bit too much. Oh, let them not. They've had enough out of me.
Here, she's coming.
And what do you think you're doing? It's gone Christmas, you know.
It's New Year, Carol, Mrs. Tanner. Our teacher said so.
By gum, you're coming it a bit too much. I don't know what you'll think of next. Wait a minute.
See, I told you she was all right.
Here.
Oh,
And think on, I don't want you back at Easter.
We are not daily beggars that beg from door to door, but we are neighbors' children whom you have seen before. Love and joy come to you, and to you yourself too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year.
I wish I was a kid again. What time is it?
6:30.
He's not coming back, you know.
Of course he is. He's only been gone a couple of hours anyway. All his things are still here.
He's going through it. I know he is.
do you think you're doing in that frock? I'm playing a concert. Get up. You're ruined. Step out. Go on. You damn me. Oh, no. Not too bad at all. I just sponged the mark and pressed it with a damp rag, and really you'd not have known the difference.
Oh, good.
But, you know, when I got back, I don't know who'd been crying most, Lucille or Christine.
Look, I brought the stole.
Oh, I say, isn't that a beauty? Oh. That's going to be the making of that dress. Well, it is a good one. Oh, you don't need to tell me. I know quality when I see it. I say, isn't that good of her, eh?
Well, as she said herself, it was only sitting there in the drawer.
Yeah. That's really lovely, isn't it? I can't imagine anything better. Will I do?
Indeed, you do. You look a picture. Oh. After the Lord Mayor's show.
Now stop striking. Everything's all right. I keep thinking of stopping myself again. Esther's brought the stool. Oh, it feels lovely. How does it look?
Oh,
that's just right. You know, myself, I like a nice contrast like that.
Oh, me too. If it's one thing I can't stand, it's a bad match.
Oh, come on now, here he is. Put your gloves on.
I'm not moving until he knocks. I've told him once before about this tooting routine. He'll have to learn to knock like everybody else does.
And what if he doesn't?
He will.
He will he? Doesn't sound to me as though he's going to budge.
Well, then I'll just have to take my frock off and hang my things up, won't I? That's more like it, Malcolm Wilkinson. Go on, let him in, Lucy. Oh, and for heaven's sake, wipe your nose. Where are my gloves, Mum?
Hey, you won't tell him what I did, will you?
Well, I ain't like, go on, hurry up.
Here are your gloves. Now, have you got everything?
Yeah. Oh, no, have you any pennies on there?
There's a couple up here. They are yours, anyway.
Oh,
Here. We're like what you might call the ugly sisters, eh, Mrs. Hartman?
Good evening, Mr. Hartman.
Oh, good evening, Malcolm.
Hello. Ice.
What's the smash, Betty? Grable's getting fatter.
Huh?
It's a point.
You ready to go?
Yeah, just let me get these. Now, Mother, don't wait up for me. I'll be all right.
All right, if you say so.
Bye, Esther, and thanks for the you-know-what.
Have a good time.
Bye.
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 Goodbye, Malcolm.
Bye-bye.
Well, I must say, she looked a credit to you.
Well, I will say one thing for our Christine. She's always paid for dressing.
For heaven's sake, Mum, stop prowling about.
Oh, I should have gone with Ivan.
What for? He said he'd look for Dennis, and that's what he'll do. What good would you have done? You don't know where Dennis goes to when he flogs off like that.
Oh, what mother does know where her kids get to these days. He's gone to London, that's what he's done.
Stop talking like a threatening novelette. How could he have gone to London? He's got no money.
Oh, yes, he has. He's got the rest of that 25 quid on him. If it wasn't for that, we'd be out enjoying ourselves instead of sitting here like a couple of wet lettuces. I knew how it'd finish up. That night when he said he was going out to get a job, I knew it'd finish up this way. Can't keep his fingers to himself, that's his trouble.
Now, Mum, he's not that bad.
Where have you been?
I've been having a drink in the Farrier, if you must know.
Why did you have to go there?
I wasn't robbing the till, if that's what you're thinking.
Doesn't it ever occur to you that I worry about you?
And doesn't it ever occur to you that I worry about myself? I've just been thinking things over in a bit of peace and quiet, that's all.
Thinking over what, love?
Oh, this mess and the coppers and... They're coming for me, I suppose you know that.
What makes you sure?
I just am, that's all.
Excuse me for being a bit dense, but what are you meant to have done this time?
I've not done anything.
You ought to wash your ears out. I never said you had.
It's a breaking and entering job.
Where?
Up Church Lane last Wednesday night.
That's the night you came back with 25 quid.
I know it was.
Well, I was given to understand that you'd gone to the dogs.
I had, and what's more, I was there at the time job were pulled.
Oh, well, are you sure?
Of course I'm sure, I'm positive. You're just like all the rest. Talk about give a dog a bad name.
Yes, but what makes them think it's you?
I told you, give a dog a bad name. 2 Ds in a patrol car supposed to have seen me not far from there about half an hour after it happened. They must have been off their heads. If I had done the job, I would have buzzed miles by then.
Well, why haven't they been here searching?
Because whoever did it got scared and scarfed it all. They took me some boiled sweets. Just an attempt, but there's been a lot of them round here lately. That's why they're making so much fuss about it. With my record, they'd be sure to send me down. Trouble is, I've got no alibi.
Who went with you to the dogs?
Nobody. I were on me Todd.
If you wanted money, what about the bookie?
Oh, they've had him down there. Thick pebble glass specs he had on. Took one look at me and said he couldn't be too sure.
If you were there, somebody must have seen you.
If he was there.
You see what I'm up against. Can you blame me if I wanted to get out of this house?
Oh, your mother didn't mean that.
Don't kid yourself. She meant it.
No, I didn't, love. I'm
Lou,
not
we
that
can't
worried.
stay here arguing all night. Go and have a drink. Go anyway. Just leave me alone.
That's a very good idea, Phineas. We'll go to the Rover.
No, if something's
Please.
going to...
We'll go on the condition that he does nothing stupid.
I'm not a kid. I won't do anything stupid.
But it's
He
supposed...
won't be stupid. I believe him.
I'll get me bag.
Oh, there's no two ways about it, Minnie. I could have her summoned for assault and battery.
I never said different.
You know, our Lily's Wilf said to me, Mother. He always calls me Mother, you know. Mother, he said, you could have that woman in court, and there isn't a jury in the country that would acquit her. Them were his very words said to me this day of our Lord. And don't misunderstand me, Minnie. Our Lily's husband is a man what knows what's what. Well, I mean to say, you don't earn 17 quid a week if you don't know, do you?
Perhaps seen us in what you might call a nervous condition.
Nervous condition, my Peggy top. The only charitable explanation of what's wrong with Ena is senile decay.
It comes to all of us.
Here, you speak for yourself, Mrs. Cardwell. I haven't got as much as one false tooth in my head.
This has been a smashing holiday, I must say.
Do you think he did do it?
I don't know what to think. Oh, ma'am, Ivan's just getting him in. What do you have?
Oh, I don't want it. Oh, go on. I'll have a still orange.
Whatever for?
Well, if the worst comes to the worst and the police come to the front door, I don't want to open the door with drink on my breath.
Orange?
Ah, that'll do fine. Oh, I wish she'd never told us. This waiting's terrible. Hello, Harry.
Well, Elsie, how's it going?
No, mustn't grumble.
Usual, Harry?
Yes, please, love. Yeah, that was a tidy win your Dennis came up with last week, wasn't
Oh, I
it?
told you about that, did he?
Oh, he's smashing things he knows I know.
But how do you know, Harry? Well,
Come again.
well, how do you know?
I was there in front of... come up on the same dog myself. He was there in the queue up to the bookie.
Seriously?
Aye.
Then you're a witness.
Oh, what?
Look, Harry, would you just tell me what? Tell the police what you've told me.
Oh, what for? What's he going to do with him?
Well, you see, it's Dennis. They think that he got the money somewhere else.
Do they? Well, I can put their minds at rest for him, can't I?
Oh, great. I'll have a double, Tia Maria.
It's no use looking at me like that. This isn't stupid. I'm just getting out while the going's good.
The going is never good if there's nothing to run away from.
Who's going to believe that?
The police will. When Harry Hewitt tells them that you won the money at the dogs. He saw you at the dogs. It's all right, Dennis. It's all right.
You see, I told him.
Sister, that Mrs. Sharples, you know, the one who calls me Spicky Four Eyes, she's gone.
Oh, it was lovely.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
But there was no need for you to go and hit it.
Well, he asked for it. I didn't really.
Oh, all but.
Well, you know, making a passage like that. Who did he think he is anyway?
Well, only the captain of the team.
Only the best for our Christine.
There were some lovely frocks there, weren't there?
I never noticed.
Oh, men. There's a car coming.
So what?
So I don't want all the street to see us.
Relax. You look gorgeous tonight. Everyone was asking me.
I should think not, indeed. Very idea. And if you think you're getting any tips off an old pensioner like me, you've got another thing coming to you, and them's my last words on the subject. Good night.
Would you credit that? I thought she was in hospital.
You're getting into the swing of it then?
Oh, not doing too badly, thanks.
I'm just slipping down to see my daughter for a minute. You'll be all right, won't you?
Don't you worry yourself about me.
I'll just take her a few of these. Whatever am I doing? Here, take for 'em.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Now, don't be so soft. This shop is yours now. You don't want to go turning good customer way. I won't be above an hour.
Good evening.
Packet of firelighters, please.
Highlighters, now, where are they? Oh, here they are. Do you know how much you usually pay for them, love?
No, I've never bought them here before.
It's all right, they're marked. That'll be enough of them. Tar.
Are you the owner of these premises?
Yes.
And do you know what the correct time is?
Just on 8:15.
And do you realise that by selling me these, you've broken the law?
Sorry, but I don't know what you're getting at.
Perhaps I'd better explain. We're police officers.
Well, I must be a bit dense.
Under a local bylaw, you're not allowed to sell perishable or non-perishable goods after 7 o'clock in the evening. Could I have your name, please?
Florence Lena Lindley.
Florence
What can I sell, then?
Lena Lindley.
Will I have to come with you to the police station?
What's the address of this shop, please?
15 Coronation Street. I said, we'll have to come with you to the police station because I'll have to go and get my coat.
You'll be receiving a summons in due course.
What will they do to me?
Afraid I can't say. That'll depend on the local magistrate.
See?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I've just slipped back to take her them ornaments I said she could have. Whatever's the matter?
I didn't know to shut up shop at 7. You never told me.
Eh?
That young couple that was from the police.
Oh, heck, I never thought they'd start that lark again. Oh, it's all my fault, love. It is, really. I should have warned you. Every now and then this swoop.
What will they do to me?
Oh, it'll only be fine. It won't be much.
Will my name get in the papers?
Oh, that's nothing.
What will people think?
Whatever are you up to? Oh, I might have known. Small things amuse small minds.
You'll change your tune when I come up with my 75,000.
Ah, well, think on and put cross on. First dividend or no first dividend, I don't want any publicity.
I can just see myself standing on stage at Luxie, receiving my cheque and getting a kiss from a film star.
What some women will do for a living. Evening, Martha.
Evening. Have you got a packet of crisps? All right. Grandma's getting them. I'll bring you out a bottle of lemonade to drink on step.
Jack,
Yeah?
will you get us some more crisps down? We're out.
It's our Lily Sandra.
Oh, your little granddaughter?
Aye. I'm minding her. Poor little thing. She fell down and hurt her leg. Sobbing her little heart out, she is. And nothing'll calm her down like a packet of crisps. She'd been eating crisps before she could talk. Here, I say. Have them Barlows got a car?
Barlow's at number 3?
Aye.
Not as I know of.
Well, there's one standing outside their door.
I'm sorry, love, we weren't expecting company.
Don't worry about me, Mrs. Barlow.
Oh, David, get that thing out at road.
I'm not telling you a word of a lie. Let 2 of them loose together for 5 minutes and they turn the place into a proper tin.
Now, you be quiet. I'll take clock apart again.
What are you doing here?
Well, that's a nice way to greet a person. Do you fancy a cup of tea, love?
I'd love one.
Oh, where are you off?
I'm off to put kettle on.
Well, that's something new. He hasn't done that in years. Oh, David, get out from under my feet. Think on, you don't fill the kettle for the whole street.
Well, I should think at my time of life I could be trusted to fill a kettle.
I can tell by the sound you're putting too much on it. See, we're having not hot water bottles. Here, I don't know. Do it yourself, Ida.
How are you?
Fine.
Look, we've obviously got to have this tea, otherwise she'll be offended. But after that, let's make a quick dash for it.
Where to?
Oh, into town.
Oh, don't let's bother about town. What about that funny little Victorian pub on the corner?
You mean the Rover's Return? You should just see inside.
That's exactly what I want to do.
You won't mind sterilising her, will you, dear?
Hey, is that yours? That car on?
No, it's not mine. It's my father's. I borrowed it.
Hey, kids, never mind. I'll soon shift them.
Well, it's a bit much, I must say, when you won't tell a lady 2 ounces of boiled ham.
I'm sorry, but I daren't. I just found out having to serve after 7 o'clock at night. I was just going to change the notice when you come in.
Oh, don't be daft. Nobody bothers about that. Look here, Elsie Lappin, I've been coming in this shop for donkey's years.
What's the trouble this time?
2 ounces of boiled ham, that's what the trouble this time is.
Well, you can't have it.
Well, that's a new one on me.
Aye, it's a new one on all of us, but you still can't have it.
Why, has there been bother?
Nothing that should worry you.
Oh, then there has been bother. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do for my supper. I was banking on that boiled ham. My belly'll think me throat's cut. Hello, Christine.
Oh, you look washed out, love. Is everything all right? I'm afraid we're shut.
Have you ever heard the like?
Mrs. Sharples, I want to have a word with you.
What, me?
Yes, and now's as good a time as any other.
What about?
Me mum.
Oh, the poor soul.
I want you to stop going round saying them things about her.
What things? I haven't been saying anything. Look, you don't want to be so touchy just because your mum's gone pots for rags.
You see, there you go again, pots for rags.
Well, she has, hasn't she? What do you want me to say?
Listen, my mother's had a nervous breakdown and she's gone into hospital to get better. And if you must know, I don't want you to say anything. Just mind your own business for a change.
Will you, haughty madam? You want your bottom smacking, Miss Christine Hardman. That's what you want. Have you ever heard the like? A bit of a kid like her telling me what?
Now, just shut it and listen. I am telling you. You'd better watch it. Because if you don't, a solicitor's letter, that's what you'll be getting.
Right. Did your mother or did she not stand screaming blue murder in the middle of Coronation Street at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Shouldn't have thought it kept you up.
Up, the whole street was up. And, milady, the following morning was not the receiving officer sent for. Listen, you want to listen to this conversation, you might be called upon to remember it. You little...
Tina, we're having no language in this shop.
Oh, that's right. Take her side, I would.
Nobody's taking sides with anybody.
That's right. I don't know what's coming to this place. First of all, you deny me my boiled ham, and then you stand here and watch me get insulted. Bah, it's been a right eye-opener, this has.
Now, look here, Ina. We've enough trouble here of our own without you stirring more up.
Oh, you're in some sort of bother, eh? Just like that time in the war with those ration folks, wasn't it?
Well, that's a nice thing to say.
Oh, I know. Nothing was ever proved, but it doesn't stop a body from thinking. Ah, yes, these are the times when you find out who your true friends are. By heaven, they don't want you when you're old. Well, I may be only an old pensioner with a bit of money in my pocket, but from now on I'll be spending it elsewhere. And as for you, you want to take a grip on yourself. Things like that run in families.
As long as you've got a spare wheel, Susan, we're all right.
It's beyond me how they did it.
What my dad thinks he's doing, standing out there looking at it. Oh, little devils hammered 6-inch nails in the tyres. That's how they did it. Them scratches on the bonnet don't amount to much. I'll just leave this here to brew for a minute.
Well, put the coatsy on. I am sorry about this.
All I'm worried about is what my father's going to say.
Oh, dear, going to get in bother.
Oh, I expect it'll be all right. Are those the photographs?
Aye.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you don't want to look at those.
Why not?
I think photographs are very interesting.
So do I.
Well, you can turn that page over for a start.
Why, you've got a clean nappy on. Let me tell you, you're a lot less trouble then than you are now. Oh, and there's him in his first long pants at the Whitweek Walks. I've still got one of myself somewhere. Oh, very self-willed I was as a child. All the other kids had wreaths and veils and posies, but me, I had to have a porky bonnet and a crook.
I've never seen this picture.
I've still got it in my handbag upstairs. Hang on, I'll just nip up and get it.
Have you got a jack, Susan?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, well, it's all right. There's a fellow up the road I can borrow one off. Hey, the only trouble is he's on overtime. Won't be home till 9 o'clock. Oh, well, that's us stuck here for the evening.
Mum. I don't know what's the matter with my nose. Nothing seems to stick on it these days.
That's worry. Your makeup never does go on straight when you're worried. What's that shade of lipstick you're using?
Kiss and tell. We've heard the like. The advert in the chemist said it was the lipstick for the young at heart. Me, I feel about 900.
Are you really not going back to him?
I don't know. Yes, I do, really. No, Ma'am, I'm not going back to him.
What'd you have to go and marry a Pole for? That's what I want to know.
He said the same thing when I was engaged to Roy.
Oh, Yanks, Poles, what's the difference?
I felt like having something different.
You're telling me. When you were courting, this house was like the League of Nations.
History, as you might say, is repeating itself, isn't it? Have you seen my dad recently?
He didn't see me, though. He was coming out of a shoe shop with a parcel under his arm.
Have you ever thought about getting a divorce?
I've thought about it, but that's all. You thinking of going in for one?
No grounds.
Do you think he'll come after you?
Ivan? Yeah.
We're in for some fun and games, then.
All dressed up and nowhere to go. Anything on telly?
It's broke.
Oh.
Here, have a comic.
But,
There you are, Harry. 1 and 4.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, well, these should see us through tonight. I said these should see us through tonight.
I'm not deaf. I heard you the first time.
Well, what's up?
Nothing's up. Good night. Isn't it about time you was getting changed, or do you intend to stop all night in your old bowling cardigan?
Oh, still got 1 or 2 things to see to, love.
How's Lucille?
Reggie's fretting, love.
That orphanage is no place for her. She should be at home.
Yeah, you're dead right she should, but who's going to look after her?
It's about time you was thinking of getting married again.
Fine bargain I'd make.
Well, there's a lot of big lad to have you.
Aye. You just find me one, that's all.
Now you want to watch out what you're saying. I might take you up on that. Well,
Where's my clean shirt?
where do you think it is? It's on the bed. And what are you standing there looking so gormless for?
I'd just like to know what I've done, that's all.
I bet you would. Now listen, your shirt's on the bed, and for heaven's sake, get moving. Please get moving. I want to have a bite of something to eat before the rush starts. Harry, have you seen that young chap along the bar?
The dark one.
Do you know him?
His face has got a familiar look to it, hasn't it?
That's to me, too. Well, I can't stand it talking.
Good night, love.
Good night, Harry. Are you all right, boys?
Yes, thank you.
Changeable for the time of the year, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Funny weather we are having.
Ah, the weather. Oh, yes.
Doesn't seem to be able to make up its mind what to do, does it?
No.
No.
Could I have another half a pint of bitter, please?
Oh, you like bitter, then? Excuse me. Excuse me asking, but you're not English, are you?
No.
Ukrainian?
Oh, no, I'm not Ukrainian.
Well, why I asked that was that there's some of them has come to work round here. Do you work round here?
No, I don't.
But I've seen you in here before, haven't I? I know your face.
You're right, you have seen me, yes.
Now, who are you with? No, don't tell me. Let me guess. No, I give up.
Sharp!
I'm afraid I do not understand. I give up.
Sharp!
Excuse me.
Come on, Martha, sup up, it's your turn. So I thought to myself, well, Christine Hardman, I wouldn't like to be you on the day of judgment when you have to answer to the good Lord for all the things you've said to me tonight. Oh, the young people of today.
Mind you have to speak as you find. And some folks is different. Now, take my youngest daughter's husband.
Oh, your Lily's Will. Oh, he's a lovely young fella. He's learning the car, isn't he?
Aye. Took me to Morecambe last Tuesday. And believe me, I never opened my purse all night.
Hey, who's that?
Where?
Yonder. That gypsy-looking fella, in public.
Never saw him in my life before.
I have. It's that Pole that Linda Tanner married.
Nicky, what?
Miss, it's dead daft.
Oh, they all are, but I can't seem to break myself of them somehow.
Ooh, where'd you get them from?
I do. They're our Dennis's.
Wonder where he's slammed off to.
I don't know. Can't have gone far. He's got no money, that I do know.
You know him, that wouldn't stop him. I'm fed up.
Well, what am I supposed to do about it?
Couldn't we do something?
Go out for chips if you want.
I'm off chips. I tell you what, let's go and have one.
Oh, where's it to go?
The corner.
Oh, you don't want to go there. It's a dead alive hole. There's nobody there.
It's been deader than it is here.
Oh, and I think of some of the places I got into during the war. You know something? I went past one of those places the other day and I just stood there looking at it.
You must have looked a right sight standing gawping with your shopping bag.
Commissioner looked at me a bit funny, but I just stared him out. I thought, yes, Tiddles, you wouldn't be looking so superior if this was 1942 and I was sweeping in with one of my Yankee officers.
Oh, do you know officers?
Oh, in them days I knew everybody. I tell you, if it hadn't been for you and our Dennis, I'd be shut of your father by now and out in Arizona.
Them Yanks was all right, even counting them that was left 3 years ago. Oh, I had some smashing times. I'm free with them money. I never had so much as to buy a pair of stockings in 2 years. Do you remember the first time I had canned beer?
That was when you was engaged to Roy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, do I not? Them was good days. You and I haven't got out much.
Do we Ella's like?
You must go to the pictures.
I won't go. It's an expensive seat. It says it's waste of money, and I'm blowed if I'm queuing up for 1 and 9s for all the world to see with the wind blowing round your ankles.
Do you mean to sit there and tell me that you're stopping night in and night out?
Yeah. Oh, I did take me out to some club for Poles once.
What was it like?
Oh, I don't know. It was all in foreign language. So now we just stay in.
Well, there's one thing. You've got something nice to look at. You must admit it's smashing looking.
What do you mean, I've got something? I've left him. I suppose he's handsome enough in summer when he's brown. But this time of year, his face has got a sort of yellowish tinge. Oh, come on, ma'am. Patch your face up. It could be much deader at the corner than it is here. I'll swap Superman for Rover's Return any day.
Hey, you know, you've got to say one thing about our David. He soon gets things under control. Hey, where have they gone?
He's taken her in next door to meet Esther.
Well, I think he might have stopped like and offered to help.
Oh, I told him not to bother. He's no good at things like that. He's not mechanically minded.
You mean he's ham-fisted? Hello, lad. How's it going?
Ah, got the spare wheel on. It's been on the flat side, though.
Well, surely she's got a pump.
Pump? He hasn't as much as got a spanner. What sort of man must the father be to let her out without him?
You know, I'm beginning to wonder whether he knows she's got it.
Well, he'll know all right when he sees his bonnet. Look, I won't be a minute, love.
Hello.
Right, thanks.
Hey. What about our Ken, then?
Well, what about him?
girl in it.
Oh, get away with you. They're just good friends.
The bridegroom's mother was tastefully attired in pink
very
chiffon.
funny. Well, come to think about it, I want to have a word with you.
Huh? What about?
Are you going to get that rise?
Well, the union's hopeful.
Yes, well, think on. If you do it, if you do get that rise, I want a bit more out of your pay packet.
Not how much?
Well, you couldn't get full board anywhere else for 30 shillings a week, and don't tell me you could.
No, I know.
And then there's your washing.
All right, but
There are no buts about it. When I was your age, I'd hand over my pay packet unopened. You know how much I got?
Go on.
Well, what's so funny about that?
You go clucking on like an old hen. Once you start, nobody can get a word in edgeways. When you set up for a quid.
No.
Well, that's all you're getting.
No.
I'm not offering any more than a quid.
No.
Going, gone.
No, I only want 10 shillings. I don't want you to think I'm grasping. I just want you to realise the proper value of money, that's all. You can put the other 10 shillings on one side.
Oh, hello. Thought there was a catch in it somewhere.
She'll be all right. She's got enough air in it to get to the garage. It's a fine thing to happen, I must say. First time our Ken brings this young lady home.
The young lady?
Well, that's what she is, isn't she?
Hey, I don't know what's got into the pair of you. You're as bad as a couple of old women.
Well, you've got to face up to it, Mother. There comes a time when the little birds have to fly from the nest.
Go on with you. Don't take any notice of him, love. She's a nice girl, though, isn't she?
She's all right.
I wonder if she's on the scholarship.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I shouldn't think it'd matter, though. You can tell she comes from moneyed folk, can't you?
She's not bad looking either.
She's got a nice way with her, you know, not too much tutty on her face. Yeah, what have you done with the matches, Dave? Let me see it.
Here, look at this one. It's got Walter Crane illustrations.
Oh, it's little Miss Peggy. I've got it too. It was my mother's.
Oh, I think this is one that belonged to Esther's sister. Aye.
Presented to Ada Hayes for good conduct. Balsam Street School, 1906. What a funny name for a school.
Yeah, watch it. I went there.
Oh, you've never got that bookcase open again.
Oh, I think some of these old children's books are absolutely terrific.
Well, if it weren't for Kenneth, I'd have fired him years ago. But when I so much as mention it, he nearly raises Cain.
I don't blame him.
Oh, I don't know. I should have thought young people at colleges had something more interesting to think about. Oh, is that my front door?
I think so.
Just see. Excuse me.
Look, if you can't speak, shall we go into town?
Why?
Well, nothing very amusing around here.
What about the fascinating little pub on the corner?
I've heard the Rovers call some things in my time, but never fascinating.
Oh, hello. Oh, I didn't realise you had company.
This is Christine from up the street, and this is a friend of Kenneth's. Her name's Susan.
Hello. Pleased to meet you.
Well, we're just off, Esther.
Right you are. Well, don't forget you bring her to see me next time you're over.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Ken.
Well, come on, we'll go see the cars.
Well, I hope I haven't driven them away.
Don't talk so soft. Sit yourself down.
Thanks very much.
Oh, come on, love. You know you can tell me. What's the trouble? Oh, come on, come on. Where's your hanky?
What's the tell, my thing?
Oh, here you are. Use this.
Thanks very much.
Now, what's the trouble? Is it money?
No, it's not that.
You sure?
Positive it... Well, it's just that... You know where they took my mother?
To hospital.
But you know which one?
Well, what's the difference? It's still hospital.
Well, I know that, but... Well, it's people like Ina Sharples.
What's she been saying?
Oh, you know Ina.
Oh, I can imagine. Some folk, they make me tired. They do, really. Oh,
Oh, excuse me, please.
And I can never make up my mind which I like best. Lemonade or ginger beer.
What, shandy? Oh, I've only got one kind here. Sorry there's no ice, but the morning this wasn't exactly the rip.
Will you stop it?
What?
Apologising for everything. Give me credit for a bit of sense. I wasn't expecting to find the Duchess of Devonshire in here.
Well, it's just that this isn't the sort of place you've been used to.
You mean I live in what's known as a nice residential suburb? Well, what's so marvellous about that? I know a whole lot of people up at college with us who'd really look down their noses at that. And anyway, my grandfather lives in a house that's exactly like yours. So don't think you've got the sole rights on the coronation streets of this world, because you haven't.
Hey, now Florrie Ledbetter's gone. Who'll do it laying out? Hey, who laid Florrie out, anyway?
Oh, Connie Tinsley.
Well, she's not laying a finger on me. You know, sometimes I think I'm just about ready to go off down to that cemetery. But if I had my way, I'd just like to go like my mother did.
Hey, that were a beautiful ending.
Oh, lovely. She just sat up, broke wind, and died. We all having the same again, girls.
I don't mind if I do.
Hey up, Martha, quick. You're missing something good at public.
Hello, Linda.
What do you think you're doing here, Ivan Tversky?
Here's some more you won't have sent to. I said, here's some more cards.
I heard you the first time.
Hey, who's Agnes Potter?
What's it to you?
She sent you a card.
Just you leave my cards alone, will you?
You're very touchy this morning. What's up with you?
You know as well as I do.
Is there any tea?
I've just emptied the pot.
Thank you very much. That's very considerate of you. Have you been in my pockets?
What if I have?
Where's that money? Come on, let's be having it. I said, where's that money?
Somewhere where you won't find it, so you needn't bother rooting.
What right do you think you've got to start going through people's pockets?
Listen, the other night you went out of here flat broke, and you come back waving 25 quid. Now, I don't know where you got it.
No, you don't know where I got it from because you wouldn't give me a chance to tell you. You're halfway down my throat before I'd even got a word out.
Don't you dare go in my
Why
bag.
not? You go in my pocket.
Get to me, this minute, get to me.
So I needn't bother rooting, eh? Well, next time you want to choose your hiding place a bit better. What's the flaming idea, anyhow?
I was keeping it safe.
What for?
So that at least there'd be some to give back.
What are you talking about? Give back to who?
To whoever you knocked it off from.
And who says I knocked it off?
Oh, I wasn't born yesterday. Where did you get 25 quid from?
I'm getting this straight for a start. I didn't knock it off.
Look, it won't wash. We've been through this too many times before. You've been up to your old tricks again. That's what you've been
I tell you, I haven't.
All right, where's it supposed to come from?
Well, it's like this, see. I met a fella.
And he said, here you are, Dennis, here's 25 quid. Seeing as it's coming up to Christmas, have this on me. You must think I've just come over.
It was a fella who sold me 5 knicker.
Oh, and where did you get that sort of money to lend out?
Look, before I went inside last time, you know very well I had quite a lot of money, so...
All right, you had quite a lot of money, but there's no need to go through it. You said 5 just now. There's a lot more than that there.
Well, I took it to the dogs. It just so happens I come up.
You just come up on the dogs. Oh, that's new, that is.
There's a first time for everything, isn't there? Oh, didn't you know that?
Oh.
Nothing's ever right, is it? Whatever you do, you're always wrong.
It's just a reasonable thing. I never heard anything so dead daft in all my life. You get your hands on some money, and what you do? You chanced a lot on the dogs. Oh, you haven't got the sense you were born with.
No, I've just got 25 quid, that's all. Here. Go on. Take it.
What's this fella called?
Alf Whittle.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Well, all I can say is, God bless Alf Whittle. Up me cards, will you? Who's it from?
Linda. Dear ma'am, Ivan and me will be over on Friday night. We are coming by bus as trains will be crowded. Don't know what time we'll land in. Expect us when you see us. I've got you the slippers. They look very nice with fur fronts. If you haven't got me anything yet, stockings, 9.5 would suit nicely. Love, Linda. Hey, hasn't our kid got a cheek?
Why?
She sent you all this and she's posted it for the price of a card.
Morning, Mr. Gonzales. I was just passing, so I thought I'd see to one or two little jobs that needed doing.
I was just wondering if you'd had any news of Ina, Mrs. Sharples.
Yes, Miss Nugent phoned the hospital.
Oh, I'd have done it myself, but I've never learned the phone.
They say she's comfortable.
Don't tell you much, do they?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say that was rather reassuring.
I've let her daughters know.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be most grateful.
Yes, and I've seen about the visiting cards. When I were in for my big job, it was 7 while 8.
You will see that she gets our kind regards, won't you?
Oh, I will that.
Yes. I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. I'm trying to get as much done as possible. I've left my assistant in charge of the shop. What with the social and the children's party and everything, it's a job in itself getting things sorted out here. I must say that this is one of the times when Mrs. Sharples could really have been some use to us.
Oh, and not here to help you.
I suppose you wouldn't be interested in helping us, just on a temporary basis, that is?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Just till Mrs. Sharples comes back with us, that is?
I'd have to think about it.
You'd be doing us a service. And I'm sure the committee would see that you didn't go unrewarded.
Well, I don't know what to say. Oh, why won't they tell us what's wrong with Ina? How long would it be for?
Well, that's for the doctors to say.
Mrs. Sharples.
Don't
Don't you ever do that again. You frighten the life out of me.
Yes, and Sister will frighten the life out of you if she catches you with that. Come on, hand it over.
It just so happens that these are my particulars.
Yes, Grandma, and it so happens that they're none of your business, so I thank you to hand them over. Thank you.
That's right, love. You stick up for yourself. It's the only way. All I wish is they'd let me know what's up with me.
Nothing for you to worry about.
That Dr. Spock is always malingering.
It's just his manner.
Don't let this get about, but I don't think he's properly qualified. I think he's one of them medical students they're letting him practice on me.
Of course he isn't.
Oh, you'll have got instructions to deny it, but you can't stop a body thinking.
There now. You're quite comfortable.
I don't reckon much to this mattress. I'm used to feathers. Hey, nurse. There's just one thing I'd like to know. Is this the actual bed that the Lady Isabel passed away on?
Oh, hello, love.
Hello.
Oh, get that coat off. Oh, you're soaking.
What time is it?
It's just going up to 25
What,
to.
7?
Yes. You haven't finished then?
No, I've still got Fulton Street to do.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah, but there are 3 streets off it. Oh, I'm just beginning to wonder if the whole thing's worth it.
Have you worked out how much you'll get yet?
Yeah, about £18. That's what I do tomorrow night as well.
And tips.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, mind you're not on a very good area for them, are you?
Oh, I don't know so much about that. Anyway, I feel so awful taking them.
Why, you've done the job.
Yeah, but, well, last year, most of the people who gave them seemed to be the poor old things who looked as if they couldn't afford it.
Do you fancy a cup of love?
No, thanks, no. I just wanted to get my feet warm.
Oh, don't make too much noise. Your father's still in bed.
What time's he on again?
10.
This house is just like a branch of the post office.
Shouldn't be every night for the sorters. The work's over now.
Well, you can't go out in that coat again. It's wet through.
Well, I have to. I've nothing else. Not wearing anything that matters in this weather.
Oh, what about that old coat of your father's?
You mean the one I wore for the post last year? Have we still got it?
It's in the lobby. It's never been worn since. I'll just go and get it.
It's better than nothing, and nobody be looking at what you're wearing on a night like this. Oh, however long can these have been there?
Oh, no. Must be since last Christmas, or there was stuff in bundles in my pocket. Let me see.
Whatever will they say at the post office?
Nothing.
But they'll stop you, that's for sure.
They won't, because, look, there's some of my own cards. I must have forgotten to post them last year.
Let me look. No wonder your grandma was funny with you last Boxing Day.
Oh, come in, Esther.
We'll keep these. I'll put them away. They'll come in for next Christmas.
Ken, have you been on your round?
Yes, they've only just come in.
Did you happen to see Lucille anywhere?
Well, who's...
You know, little Lucille Hewitt.
Why, what's up?
Well, I promised her dad I'd look after her. I came home at dinner time, gave her something to eat. She was as good as gold, no trouble at all. And I wasn't worried about leaving her, but I had to get back to work.
Well, of course you had, love. Has she been up to something?
Well, I don't know what she's up to. She's not in the house.
Oh, well, don't worry yourself. She's probably out playing. You know what kids are.
But she's not. I scoured the neighbourhood for her. I went to Farrow's, but none of the other kids were out playing, and they hadn't seen her. I went to Florrie Lindley's, I went to the chip shop. I walked right round to the sidings. You know how trains attract them. Not a sign of her.
Well, I think you've done enough looking. Our Kenneth will see if he can find her, won't you, Ken?
Yes, sure.
Oh, I wish you would. And I hope she's home before Harry gets back. I'm worried sick myself, so heaven knows how he'll feel.
How much extra drinking are we getting this year?
Oh, the usual extensions. We're going, well, 11:30 tomorrow. Christmas Day is Sunday opening, and then it's 11:30 again on Boxing Day.
Hello, Ron. Finished for tonight?
Are you kidding? I've a couple of hours collecting me before I finish. It's bad enough getting the money out of it, best of times, but a day before Christmas...
People have enough to spend the money on at Christmas without bothering about insurance.
Now, don't you start that game, or I'll take my custom somewhere else.
Well, there.
Are you telling me they spend more in here than they should?
Now, don't you start that. If you think we just stand here while the money rolls in, you've got another thing coming. Just wait till tomorrow when the footings start. The place will be crowded out. We won't know whether we're standing on our heads or our heels. And it's not easy. We're just 1.5 people running the pub.
Who's the ours?
Who do you think?
I heard that, and if you... Hey, Mother.
Great heavens, have you swum the Irish Sea, love?
Well, if you must know, I've come by aeroplane. And if you must open that mouth of yours, Ron Bailey, you can buy me a drink.
By God, mate, it's the same old concept around, eh? Hey, give her what she wants, will you?
Well, I'll have a stout.
Hey, don't say you've just come visiting.
Well, I haven't. If you could do with me back,
Do with your back? Let's have your case.
While you're up there, you can put a hot water for her in her bed. Hey, love, I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you. I was just saying the very thought of Christmas Day is keeping me awake at night.
Hey, what are you doing coming back just before Christmas? Why don't you stay at home?
I have my personal reasons, Mr. Bailey. And if it's all the same to you, I'll keep them to myself.
So I just set putting the placencies at it. Still, you know, there'll be a few of the old customers who'll be glad to see you back behind that bar again, eh? The place hasn't been the same since you left, has it, Annie?
All right, you've said quite enough.
I suppose you're still getting the same crowd in, like Harry Hewitt and that lot?
Aye.
Oh, yes, Harry still comes in. Though I don't think we'll see much of him during the holidays. He's got his little girl at home.
Oh, has he now? Then he'll be persecuted with her, so he will.
No, indeed. Lucille's a lovely little girl. Bless her heart, she's no trouble at all.
Well, what do you think of the snaps? You can tell which ones I took. All the heads are chopped off. I don't know, and after all the trouble I went to finding them... Oh, I don't know, you're only trying to take my mind off Lucille, but... Oh, when you think of the things you read about in the papers... Well, just put it out of your head. You've done everything you could for her since she ran away from that orphanage. I know it's hard on Harry, but he's very lucky having somebody to do what you've done. It's hard enough running home and keeping a job up without looking after other folks' kids. And after all, you're not her mother.
Well, no, I'm not, but that's no reason why I shouldn't help. And if some folk get the wrong impression, that's their fault.
Now, we'll have less of that, Esther. You know very well what I mean.
I'm sorry, love, I didn't mean you, but you know what some folk are. See bad in everything. No, it's just the kiddie I'm worried about, seeing she's properly fed and clothed and all that sort of thing.
We all know that. Oh, any sign?
No. I went down to the Luxie to see if she'd gone there, but they hadn't seen her.
Well, did you look in the bottom door? She might have looked into the ninepennies.
I tried them both. They hadn't seen her.
What am I going to do?
The best thing you can do is to wait till her daddy comes home. He might have some idea. Yeah.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? That's what I want to know.
Nothing's wrong with me.
Well, there must be. You're not natural.
Oh, look, drop it, will you? Well, he came in here this afternoon. Perfect gentleman. What's Christine doing tonight, Mrs. Ardman? He said, and all I said was, I didn't think you were doing anything in particular. Well, what was the harm in that?
You knew very well I didn't want to see him again, and it's no use pretending you didn't, because you did.
Oh. Oh, my head.
What about your head?
Oh, it's aching. Something awful. Don't believe you. What do you mean you don't believe me? If I say my head's aching, it's aching. And it is.
Oh, you're only making it up to get your own way. Well, don't wash it. It won't come, so don't start.
Oh, that's a nice way to speak to your mother, I must say. Oh, I don't know what Malcolm would think if he could hear you speak to me like that.
Look, let's get this straight. I don't care what Mr. Malcolm Wilkinson thinks. He's nothing to me.
You're turning down a good chance there.
What of?
Of bettering yourself. You get me that worried. You know my head is splitting.
Now you're playing up again, so just stop before you start.
Oh, come, look, he's here.
Maybe he is.
Well, I've got to go out to him.
If he wants me, he can knock like anybody else does. Anyway, who does he think he is honking away like that? They're flipping ice cream, ma'am.
I think so. It smells very sharp. Do but don't say anything to him.
Hello.
Oh, you do come and see your mother sometime, then?
How are you feeling?
Oh, I mustn't grumble.
I brought you this.
Well, that's a fool of a thing to bring me.
I thought you'd like it.
Oh, it's very nice, I'm sure, but how am I going to carry it with me when I go?
I'm the chief opinion here, then.
I don't know, they tell you now. See that poor soul in torment over there? They don't give her while Christmas Eve. She could be in a better place any minute. She could snap out just like that and know for a positive fact she hasn't got one policy to her name. Hey, how's that gumboil of an husband of yours?
Oh, he's got flu.
Oh, trust him. Oh.
I've had it bad, too.
Oh, so that's why you've not been here in 2 months. Does our Madge know I'm stuck here?
I don't know, Mother. Don't ask me.
Well, why isn't she here?
I don't know.
I expect she knows the way the will goes. Well, I'm very sorry to have to tell you that you'll none of you be collecting yet a while.
Oh, you shouldn't talk like that, Mother. It's proper morbid.
You know, I had 3 doctors around me this afternoon, and one of them was as black as a chimbley bag. Oh, he was clean, you could tell. His face shone like black leading. The food's terrible.
Is it?
Well, they're always trying to make me eat boiled fruit. I said to that nurse, I said, it's all right for folk as like it, but I like somebody that's looked over a world.
You're very popular this afternoon, Mrs. Sharples. You got another visitor. You're just in time for the carol singers. They'll be along here any minute now.
Hello, Vera. Hello. How are you?
Mustn't grumble.
Well, I'll be off.
Off? You've only just got here.
Yes, I know, but I want a fag.
Oh, go.
Oh, don't be like that, Mother. After all, you've got Martha.
Oh, well, all respect to her, but it's not the same as your own.
All right. If that's how you feel, I'll stop a bit longer.
Oh, don't put yourself out about me. All I remember is my mother used to say that if God had intended women to smoke, he'd have put chimblies in their heads. Of course, they were more fond of pipes in them days.
I'm sorry I'm a bit late, but I was delayed.
Oh, it's very good of you to come at all.
You're in everybody's thoughts, Eda. Miss Nugent said to me only this afternoon, we must all remember Mrs. Sharples in our prayers tonight. That was when we were setting up tables.
What tables?
For glad tidings.
What were you doing there?
Helping out.
Helping out, so that's your game out to cut my job, are you? Here I lie and torment till you moving. Oh, I should have known all last week you were talking about your rent going up. You, Martha Longest, you snake. I know what you're after. You're after me vestry.
Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
I know just what you mean. An uncle of mine never went to church, chapel, or meeting on account of what someone said to him one day.
Oh, what was that?
Well, it was like this. He was walking along. It's all right, anyway.
Where do you want to sit?
This'll do.
What do you fancy?
I'll have a lemonade shandy, please.
Come on, girl, live. Live. What about a gin and French?
I don't want a gin. I'll just have a lemonade.
All right. I'll see if I can get some service.
Oh, well, in that case, I don't...
A pint of bitter and a lemonade shandy,
But
please.
that wasn't the end of it, not by a long
A
shot.
pint
You see,
of
then-
bitter and a lemonade shandy.
See you again, Jack.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What was it now? What was it now?
A pint of bitter and a lemonade shandy.
Half a bitter and a lemonade
A
shandy.
pint of bitter.
Oh, a pint.
Be up in the chicken.
That'll be 2 and 3, please.
Thanks. Keep...
Well, that's made me nice.
Oh, what has?
I'm coming to money. He's given me twopence.
Thanks very much.
All right? What, is it all right?
Not bad,
This isn't hard.
isn't it?
You're cheerful, I must say.
Do I have to be?
Look, what's the matter?
Oh, it's not important.
In a minute, you'll have me thinking you didn't want to come out with me.
Now, you'd be dead right at that.
Why did you bother?
Well, for the simple reason, if I'd let you go on tooting, you'd have had the whole street out.
It's a nice pub, this.
Charming.
Look, Chris, tell me what it is I was supposed to have done.
All right, then I will. Whenever I go out with you, we never go anywhere, do we? It's either back street pubs or turn ninepin with the dark at the Luxie, and you can't deny it. Well, we never go anywhere. Oh, you do when you're out with the lads, but not with me. I'm sick to death of hearing you telling me about those smashing nights out you have going round them little places in Cheshire with Peter and Derek. And don't think that I don't know why you don't take me, because I do.
Now, listen, Chris.
It's rude to interrupt. I work in a raincoat factory and I don't talk far back. You'd frightened I'd show you up if we met someone.
I've never heard anything so stupid in all my life.
Yeah, well, it's true.
You're mad.
Yes. It runs in our family, or didn't you know that?
Do you know why I came round to see you tonight?
Nothing better to do, I suppose.
What are you doing on Wednesday night?
And what's it to you?
What's the rugby club dance?
Oh,
I'm asking you to come.
me?
Yeah, you.
Don't know what to say.
Just say you'll come, that's all.
Or would I have to wear evening dress?
It'll be better.
Oh. Well, when did you say it was? Next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll have to think about it.
Oh, stop worrying, the pair of you. Lucille's old enough to know her way home. How do you feel if you'd been cooped up in one of those orphanage places for as long as she has? You know, if kids didn't get up to a bit of mischief, they wouldn't be kids.
You're just saying that to make us feel better.
Who is? Look, love, all I want you to do is to see this thing in the proper light. I mean, you've got to look at it logically. The kid ran away from an orphanage to come home, so she's hardly likely to run away from home now, is she? I don't suppose she liked being cooped up in the house all afternoon, so she just stopped out of it, that's all. But don't worry, she'll be back. As likely as not, she's scraping her heels now along Rosamond Street.
Do you think that...
Now, how do we know it isn't until we open the door? See what it is, Hideaway.
Oh, Harry, if you come... Oh, it's Harry. Is she back?
No? I thought I'd make sure she wasn't here before I went for the police.
Oh, Harry.
What else can I do?
There's nothing else you can do, lad. You've done the only sensible thing you can. And don't get worried just because you mentioned police. If Lucille's lost, they're the ones to find her.
Oh, I thought you said she knew her way home. Do you think I ought to get back, just in case she comes home?
Oh, it's all right, love. Your Ken's keeping a lookout down the street anyway.
Do you want to get off to the police station straight away, or would you fancy a cup of tea? It's fresh brewed.
No, I don't think I'll bother. Thanks very much, Ellen.
Hello.
Just where do you think you've been?
I can't tell you.
Well, you can't you?
No.
Well, you just listen to me.
You're not going to give me what for, are you?
Where have you been?
I don't want to tell you. You've got to, love. I've been Christmas shopping.
What with?
A card from my grandma this afternoon sent me £1 note.
What have you done with it?
Spent it.
On what?
Presents.
I must be having a look at them then.
Should really wait till Sunday. I'll see you.
Oh, I was just in need of a nice bottle of scent, too. Oh, thank you, love.
I'm sorry, but I haven't bought anything for you, Mrs. Barlow.
Oh, that's all right, love.
Jacaranda. Apply liberally. Oh, whatever is it?
All right. Tried to get you whiskey, but the man said to come back when I was 18.
What are you rummaging for, anyway?
I brought you something.
No, I don't want it till Christmas.
No, it's not your present, it's something else.
Oh, you want to keep your money in your purse, young woman, and save it for later on. You'll be needed in months to come, instead of splashing it about on Christmas presents.
It's nothing much.
You shouldn't have done it. I've got plenty of this stuff in. I've been in the club for it this Christmas. Hey, wait till tomorrow night. I've got a bottle of that liqueur.
What have you got for me?
Hey, just hold your hurry. Unhide this for me. It's Ivan's.
Where should I put it? Upstairs?
Oh, don't be so daft. He's up there. Go and put it in the scullery cupboard.
Like a lot of kids.
How are you getting on with him?
Ivan. Oh, it's unbelievable, honest. He's tickled pink about the idea of a baby. He just wouldn't credit it. He spends all his time looking for second-hand prams.
He's a bit ahead of himself, isn't he? Doesn't even show yet.
Don't be so common and don't stand there watching the fire go out. Go and bring some coal in. Well, who said the miracles hadn't stopped? Did you hear? Did you see that? He went out to get some coal in without any back chat. I suppose that's his Christmas present to me. I'm glad you're getting on so well, love.
There's a cop at the front door.
Oh, wait. What's he collecting for?
He's not collecting anything. He wants a word with Dennis.
Ridiculous. I should have told her.
Well, I tried to tell her, but it was no difference, you know. Are we having all... No.
Hey, up, quick, Martha.
Hello, Linda.
What do you think you're doing here, Ivan Chevesky?
I've come to take you home.
You've got another thing coming to you.
Why did you leave?
Why did I leave? Well, that's a good one. That's today's chestnut, that is.
I'm asking you why.
Look, let's go home and talk about this, shall we?
If he goes back to our house, then I'm not.
Oh, don't be so daft, Linda. You've got to talk it over sometime.
Why?
Well, you just have, that's why.
I've never noticed you and me dad doing much talking, Mrs. Marriage Guidance. You haven't seen him in years.
Look, you leave me and your dad out of this. All right? If you won't go home and talk about it, we'll talk about it here. And it'll be as good as a concert for everybody.
I can't hear a word they're saying.
Hang on, they'll be raising their voices soon enough.
Well, did you ever hear the like of that anywhere?
Nice language, I must say.
Yes?
Never you do that again, you frighten the life out of me.
What can I get you?
We're quite all right, thank you.
Well, you see what that notice says. Ladies are kindly requested not to remain at the bar after being served.
Packet of crisps. Martha, get me purse.
Hey, up, she's in here with her handbag.
Got a dirty mind, that's what you've got.
You still haven't answered me.
Answered you? I should just think I haven't. How you've got the face to stand there and come out with things like that.
All I said was you two seem to be very friendly on that charlotte to Landodno.
Do you remember when the old street went on that outing to Landudno? Do you remember, Minnie, that Harold Chadwick gave her his paper hat? Now, I'd be the last to say anything, but it makes a body think.
Yeah, and what were they doing all that time after they left us in Happy Valley?
If it's anything like that, don't tell me. I don't want to hear. Well, they said they were trying to find St. Tudno's church.
Whatever would they want a church for?
Well, I'm not saying they weren't, not for a minute. Far be from it to come between any married couple, but it makes you wonder.
Do you remember the state he were in?
Remember it?
Them as can't hold it shouldn't take it.
Well, it was all through him. We were 2 hours late getting back. I remember that Elsie saying, well, he said he was only going with the lads to have 1 or 2. Without a word of a lie, I heard they had to search every pub between Landudno Junction and Conway before he found him.
Aye, and if we stopped that charo once on the way home, we stopped it 20 times.
So don't you come Landudnoing it at me.
Look, this isn't getting anybody anywhere.
You're dead right, it isn't. Look, I've got one more thing to say to you. Sling your hook. Get out of here. Because if you don't, I will. All right.
Linda!
Leave her be.
What am I going to do?
Well, that's something we'll have to think about, isn't it? Come on, what you having? Annie? Him and Elsie's just talking now.
All quiet, eh? Well, he wants to look out. He'll be learning some very funny English. Hey, what were we talking about before? Oh, I know, Florrie Ledbetter.
Hey, poor soul, we shall miss her.
Oh, we will and all. It isn't as though she only did the laying out. She always collected for the reeds.
Oh, for the touch of a vanished hand and the sound of a voice that is still.
Hey up, Martha. I didn't know you were as struck on her as all that.
No, I was thinking of an inscription to put on wreath.
Wreath? What wreath? I hope I'm not going to be called upon to give it. It isn't as though she came from my street.
Well, I was thinking of one from friends at the snug of the Rover's return.
Ah, well, you've got another thing coming. Besides, what would her family say? They're all strict TT. No, I haven't got the price of a new winter vest, let alone carnations for Florrie Ledbetter. Oh, well. I'm giving it up. It's home for me. I think I'll go and make myself a cup of cocoa. Do you fancy one?
Well, if you're sure you can spare one.
Indeed, I can spare one. Just because I'm again shopping for floral tributes for the late Mrs. Ledbetter, God rest her soul, that's not to say I'm to a cup of cocoa. Good night, Minnie. Good night, Minnie.
She was always a fire, and even when she was little. You know, when she was 6-year-old and the other kids in the street wouldn't let her be May Queen, she put that Janice Pomfret in hospital.
You can't talk to her. The minute you start, she flies off the handle.
Ah, they're both the same. Oh, Dennis slammed off out this morning. I only hope he decides to come back soon. Tomorrow's his day for wood carrying.
Is it good work, then?
As the Eckers like him, carrying his pencil to labour. Hey, how about your train back?
I'm not going back.
Well, what about work in the morning?
I'm not going.
Oh, don't be so daft, darling. Just because you and Linda have had a bit of a set to, there's no need to go throwing yourself out of work.
That's all right. Taking a week out owing to me. I wanted to wait right till Christmas and take Linda to Landudno for a bit of a change.
Ah, yes. Well, the least said about Landudno tonight, the better. Come on. Let's be having it. What's the real trouble?
I don't know.
She been knocking about with other fellas?
I don't think so.
Well, what do you want to go saying things for, then?
I just want to hear her say she isn't.
You haven't been knocking her about, have you?
No, no. Well, I did say I would one night when she went all funny on me. But I never touched her. Honest.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. Lambing into people never did anybody any good.
She's not like she used to be. She's not the same person.
Find your way, I'll put the light on.
I love you. There's a friend for little children above the bright sky.
Oh, you don't want to touch any of them. You don't know which of the lad tidings lot's handled them. I keep my own things clean. I keep myself spotless, and nobody can say any different. You could eat a meal off me.
But when the committee start dumping their stuff in here, well, for all I care, the hymnals can go to ruination.
There's one here I haven't sung since I was a little girl. There was power, power, wonder-working power in the blood, in the blood.
Oh, button up, Martha, will you?
Well, I thought you liked a bit of good music.
Isabel Bailey singing I Know That My Redeemer Liveth, that's what I like.
Ah, you can't beat a good Messiah.
Now, who will that be? Stay where you are, I'll go. Oh, hello, Mr. Swindley. I didn't know there was anybody left in the hall. I thought the committee'd all have gone by now.
Good evening, Mrs. Sharples. Oh.
Oh, this is a friend of mine. This is Mr. Swindley, the chairman of the committee. Now, what can I do for you? And if it's about those broken pots last Thursday, don't look at me. It was that Mrs. Barron of the Woman's Happy Afternoon.
No, I've not come about that. I've come on another errand, although, naturally, the question of the crockery will have to be discussed at some time. The Women's Happy Afternoon say they know nothing about these breakages.
Oh?
Look, I think I'd better come back tomorrow when there's nobody here.
I've got no secrets from my friends. I'm sure I've done nothing to hide.
Well, if you're quite sure.
I am sure.
Very well, then. The committee feels that it is unseemly for the caretaker of the Glad Tidings Hall to be seen entering licensed premises.
What?
The committee feel that it is unseemly for the caretaker of the Glad Tidings Hall...
You and your committee listen here. Do you pay me anything?
We give you free accommodation and free coal.
Do you or do you not pay me? Them was my words.
Well, there's no actual money changes hands, certainly, no, but...
But what I do with my own bit of pension's no concern of yours, is it? And besides, who said I ever crossed the threshold of the Rover?
Ah, now, Mrs. Sharples, I made no mention of...
Prove it. Go on, bring witnesses, prove it. Oh... I don't know what things are coming to these days. Here we sit, two ladies, making cocoa and talking about Handel's Messiah, and you come barging in here with messages from your committee. Well, I've got a message for them, and it's from the book. Love one another. That's what he said. In my father's house are many mansions. You want to look out, Leonard Swindley. You've had a lot more up there, like Coronation Street.
Now, there's no need to carry on like this, Mrs. Sharples. We're just giving you fair warning.
Fair? Who else do you think's going to take this lousy job if I give it up? Go on, answer me that.
Well, we shall have to face up to that if and when the time comes, shan't we? But it will come, Mrs. Sharples, unless you take notice of what I'm saying.
Take notice of you, Leonard Swindley? Who are you to come the high and mighty with me? Why, you're nothing but a little jumped up on you, aren't you?
No. Now, that's enough. All we're saying is, mend your ways or you'll have to go.
Hey, do you know any generals?
Pardon?
So I'll have to go, will I? And who's going to put me out? Tell me that, Mr. Leonard Swindley. You and whose army? Oh, it's you. Dennis? Are you up yet?
No.
Well, you better be, because I'm not calling you again. What's up with you?
I think I must have had too much sleep.
I should just say you have. When I came through that front door last night, you were snoring like ripping calico. What time did you go up to bed?
Came straight back from Rover. The wireless was all crackly, so I thought I might just as well go up.
You mean you were scared of what I might say, and at least you might have taken the makeup off your face before you went to bed?
Don't start, Mum.
Mother can't talk, you can.
Not first thing in the morning, though.
That Devil's got back in again. Dennis, I've called you twice. I'm not calling you again.
Oi.
Mother, you don't have to do that. It sets my nerves all on edge.
That's what it's meant to do. You've got to get him up some road. Today's his day for labour. What time does that make it?
20 past.
Ah, we'll put the kettle on, will you, love? Morning.
Was it me you was calling?
No, but don't let it worry. It'll save me getting you up later.
What's all this?
Oh, what?
What's that thing doing here?
Well, he'd nowhere to put up last night, so I said he could sleep on the settee in the front room.
I'm on you are a nice mother. You're marvellous. You know where to put up. There's trains back at all hours, and well, you know.
Now, just a minute, Linda. Calm down. Just so happens as he didn't want to go back. He's having a bit of an holiday.
And since when has this been a boarding house? You see, he's still on the same track as last night. You can't get it into your head that I've left him. Now, shut up and listen to me for a minute. I have left him. And nobody, not you, nor the Queen of England, and nobody's going to make me go back.
Oh, grow up. You make me tired, honest you do. You talk like an eighpenny book with the pages torn out. All right, so you've left him. We all know that. But just for everybody's satisfaction, would it be too much trouble to tell us why?
What's it got to do with you?
It's got everything to do with me. I'm your mother. I've a right to know. And this is your husband, in case you're forgetting. This is the man you married. This is that same Ivan Chevesky that I had to hear about morning, noon and night for 6 blasted months until he popped the question.
Yes, I must have been out of my mind. I must have. Before we got married, to hear him go on, you'd have thought I was going to be smothered in diamonds. He promised me everything. Nothing was going to be too good for me. And where did I end up? Stuck between the same 4 walls, day in, day out, until I'm sick of the sight of them. We can't have a house, you know. He doesn't believe in mortgages. Anything he can't quite pay for, you can't have. He won't even let me buy a studio couch on drip feed. When I so much as mentioned getting a job, you'd have thought I was talking about going on the streets.
I didn't marry you for you to have to work. I wanted to be able to look after you.
Oh, yes. Ivan Chevesky, the big man, we know. Go and buy yourself a new winter coat. Here's the money. I want to be able to buy things when I see them.
When did I ever stop you?
You never stop me. No, you're too good for that. But I've always had to come crawling for the money, haven't I?
Look, if you want a job as much as that, if that's all that's worrying you, you can get one tomorrow.
You're changing your tune a bit late in the day. Mother, you're not a bit fair. I come here because I want a bit of time to sort myself out.
Well, that's what we're trying to do now, love. Ivan's getting a chance to see things your way, and you must admit he's being very decent.
That's him all over. He's ever so decent. But there are other things about him, too. You don't know what he's like when he's got a temper on.
That's not fair.
Oh, shut up, you.
Be honest.
Now, look, we've all got tempers. You ought to see yourself sometimes,
That's
look.
right, go on.
Well, look, he said you can get a job tomorrow. What more do you want?
There are other things as well. I don't want to talk about it.
What things? If you'd only tell me.
You've got to talk about it. You can't go on like this, neither of you.
All right, then. Kids.
Well, what about them?
He doesn't want kids. He doesn't just not want them. He's dead set against the idea.
I'm not. You got me all wrong. You know you have. I do want children, of course I do. But not just now, not until we have a house and we can afford them.
Afford them. You see, it's the same all the time. I'm sick to death of that word. All right, then. I'll tell you why I've left you, but you won't like it. You forced this on me between the two of you. I wanted a bit more time to think. I'm going to have a baby.
Oh, push, it's only on the latch.
Morning, Christine. I thought I'd just slip in with these for your mother before I got off.
Oh, that's good.
And
Honey.
don't tell her where they come from. If she asks about them, let on you've had them for a few days. Don't want her feeling like an invalid.
She's that frightened.
What, of coming home? Oh, you'd think she'd be pleased.
Well, it's just that she's worried sick about what people are going to think. And she keeps going on about it's not as though she were a voluntary patient.
Oh, she'll soon get over that. Hadn't you better put those in water?
You know, you shouldn't have bothered.
Oh, don't be soft. I'm sorry they're not blooms. They were all they had.
Why, they're lovely. And I will tell her who they came from, no matter what you say. I only hope letting her out's the right thing. I don't think I could go through all that again.
Those doctors know what they're up to. What time are you collecting her?
5 o'clock. I'm getting off work early to go.
You got her a bit of something nice for a tea?
Oh, I'll get her something from the corner at dinner time.
Oh, buck up.
Oh, I'm all right. It's just her I'm worried about. Oh, I've moved that picture. The one of the house in Abingdon Road. Thought it'd be for the best.
Perhaps it is. Yes, I think you're probably right.
Well, come on, let's get this.
And I would be grateful for your advice. Signed, an old pensioner. I'm coming. Don't you?
I hope you didn't mind me knocking like that. But I just wondered how you were.
Never better.
Yeah, I were right worried about leaving you last night.
Oh, well, it's all as dark as before dawn.
Oh, you're a marvel. I was only saying to Harriet Tinsley outside the pot shop. I said, Enid's in a bad way, I said.
What right have you to go discussing my affairs with the likes of her?
No, she asked after you.
Out to cop the late Flora Ledbetter's trade, that's what she is. Well, she's got a disappointment coming to her. I'm not ready for the last trump yet, not be a long chalk. I've set wheels in action.
Eh?
This is a letter to the paper asking for legal advice. And when they've put me right, I'm going to put in a bit more penwork with the Sunday papers. I can just see those headlines coming through the letterbox. We accuse you, Leonard Swindley, did-da, did-da, did-da.
Oh, you're marvellous. You're not afraid of anyone, are you?
I'm not. I'll just get me coat.
Why, where are you going? Town hall or poor man's lawyer?
Neither. The Rovers return. They're just about opening. Mind you, I don't want one, but I'm going to force myself to it. From now on, downright defiance. That's my motto. Come on.
Look,
Look, nothing, and keep your hands to yourself.
why won't you let me talk to you?
Because I've heard everything you've got to say 20 times over. You'd just be wasting your breath, and I wouldn't be interested.
How do you know?
You must be dense, I've just told you. I don't cook my cabbages twice.
I think my man must have brought this one in. I will love you, darling, till my heart can no longer sing. Oh, Brett. Fellow who concocted this will get a load of you two, shouldn't he?
Net up you.
And we'll have less of that for a start. You don't live here anymore, you know. You're only back on sufferance. We'll have less of you chucking your weight around if you don't mind.
I'm paying my way.
And I'm not. Is that what you're getting at?
Isn't it time you went to sign on?
I'll be down in my own good time. And what's it to you, anyway?
Suit yourself.
Yeah, I will. And listen here, just because you're enjoying making the most of a bit of bother, don't go taking it out on me. Go and help that kid of yours, that's all I've got to say.
What did you say? I'm asking you. What did you say?
Nothing.
Oh, yes, you did.
I didn't mean it.
Didn't you?
No.
I'm just in the mood for someone like you.
Ivan!
Now, let's get this straight. That kid is not only hers. It's mine, too. And you want to make quite sure you know what you're up against before you start something like this.
Ivan, don't, please, don't, please. Go on, get out.
Come on, Joe. It's all right.
But you don't want it.
Of course I do.
But you've always said it. Time and again you've said it. We don't want him yet.
Now we're having one, it's different.
How can it be?
I don't know, it just is. No, it's happened. I'm dead pleased.
Eva, Eva,
Just you go away, Gareth Pearson. You're a big telltale. Telltale bitch. Your tongue will slip. And all the little puppy dogs, you laugh a little bit.
Hey, Gareth, do you want something to do?
Yes.
Well, go and ask Grandma Martin if you can have that back. You?
It's not him and even.
Pinch more, of course you do. You can do that for the infants.
Hey, should we try that on Gareth?
It's too mad. The money starts cracking.
Crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living dog. Got to do my best.
going for the picture.
Which one, Mum?
Abingdon Road.
Oh, pushed away. Aren't you going to take your coat off?
Why?
Why what?
Did you put it away?
Well, don't want to go living in the past now, do we?
You just listen to that noise.
Oh, well, suppose they're having a bit of a concert.
Did the doctors there say that about living in the past?
No.
What have people been saying about me?
They've been saying nothing. They've got more things to think about than you know.
Oh, I wonder.
I don't suppose anybody's even thought about it. Well, not in the way you mean, anyway. I'll go start making the tea.
Oh, no. Nobody's even thought about it.